And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to an episode of Tuned In Live Tonight podcast, brought to you from our studios. Sitting beside me is the one and only, the very sexual Dark Bane.
Oh yeah, baby.
And of course we got Joe. We got the ever so even more sexual Wolf on the other end.
Oh no! And the best class.
And we got the hairy Russian on the other end, Shadow.
Harry my ass.
More of a hairless Russian, but
Only
That's because I shave, baby. That's because I shave.
yeah, you know it. So anyway, guys, before I begin, let me tell you, we are sponsored by Team BNN, the British Nerd Network, on Twitter.com and also on Twitch and YouTube. Team BNN, awesome group of gamers and internet celebrities who help you out. If you're a small-time streamer, check them out, the British Nerd Network. Also, we are sponsoring Caffeine.tv. Caffeine.tv is a brand new streaming platform, which is in pre-release beta form with no lag, no latency, nothing at all. If you're a PC streamer, if you're a PC gamer, check it out, Caffeine.tv. Download the app today and get to streaming. And, of course, tonight's topic, as I'm losing my train of thought, because I got pizza and soda in front of us.
oh yeah.
We're talking about the Resident Evil series. Now, I'm going to start off with a little bit of trivia. Well, not really trivia, but the rundown on everything. Resident Evil, one of those franchise game series that started out in March 22nd, 1996. 22 years ago. 22 years Resident Evil's been out.
God.
And
Wow.
It's been that long. I was 11 years old when it came out.
Holy
I was about to say, yeah, 10, 11 years old. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I was actually 10.
Wow.
26 games in the whole series between the main series, spin-off, remakes, and mobile. 26 games. Then we got 10 films. 6 live-action films, 4 CGI-based, whole bunch of merchandise, 7 novels, including 5 movie novelizations, 6 comic books, and manga. This franchise is a beast. And when it comes to Resident Evil, one of my favorite franchises of all time. Video game, movie, it's all horror related. I don't know how to really start it out, but Resident Evil, it's one of those things that Kira got me into back in 1998-99, which is why I wish he was here.
And that would have been helpful.
Yeah, because he started us out. He started me out on Resident Evil by playing the first one, and I was just hooked. It was like just the way he was playing, the campy tank controls of the game, the ever so confusing camera angles.
God.
And it even made it feel a little bit more creepy. You know, the dark atmosphere of the mansion in the first game, the dark corners. You don't know what's down the stairwell. You don't know what's around the corner. Or
And not
the
just
next room.
that, it's the puzzles too. That's what made the game was. I mean, it was annoying, but having to go from one end of the mansion all the way to the other end of the mansion just to get the part to go back to the original spot you started,
Yeah.
just to continue on.
Yeah, and it's like, when you get through the mansion, it's like, oh, I'm finished. Nope, there's a whole other section of the
You got a
game.
laboratory.
No, you still got more to go.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, Resident Evil, like, Kira and I, we grew up, we beat all the games. We beat all the games at the time. We played through them all. If I needed help with something, my cousin or my uncle, you know, they were always a help. Josh in the chat, I was at my cousin's house when I played Resident Evil 1 on PS1, summer of 96. That's right, because when Resident Evil 1 came out, it was in those big box.
Big original PlayStation boxes had that weird looking.
I remember those boxes.
Yep, it was the big cardboard box that opened up. This was before the jewel cases came in for them. And
For the PlayStation, yeah.
yeah, the one I played was the director's cut. And the director's cut, you know, it had a little change to the music. There was a few more enemies. I think
I think there was a few added gameplay like cutscenes.
Yeah.
And like you said, an additional enemy, and they had some the VFX, some soundtracks in it were added.
Yeah, and plus it had and I think it was an extra difficulty to it, and there was the I think there was one at the beginning with the difficulty where you highlight the difficulty and you hold a certain button and it highlights green or red, and it adds like it doubles the amount of ammo.
I think that was Resident Evil 1. And I remember, skipping ahead just a little bit, Resident Evil 2 DualShock Edition had a button code where you had unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
And it didn't affect your score or additional stuff that came. Oh, yeah. It just gave you ammo.
Yeah, the early games had cheats to them. Shadow, when was the first time you came across Resident Evil?
I was playing at my cousin's house. I'll first off be honest with you, I've never played the first one until I played the remake on the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
The first one I ever played was the second one, and when I got it, I got into that and Tomb Raider, and I was... my cousins got me into all that kind of stuff back then. It was great.
Yeah, especially since that game, the second one, is 20 years old this year.
Yes, it is. I feel old.
I know.
We all feel old, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be 29 next Wednesday, so...
Oh, there you go.
Let's not forget this, though.
Uh-oh, what are we not forgetting? Oh, no.
So I was trying to work here.
Oh, your Jill sandwich.
Damn soundboard's not working.
It won't work on my end either, but oh well. Wolf, when did you first play it?
Well, my dad introduced me to Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
I went over to his house for the weekends, and I started playing on N64. And I was like, damn, this shit was hard at first. But he showed me how to play, and I got hooked.
I even got that port, too, for N64 Resident Evil 2. I
had that.
Yep.
What I liked was with the Resident Evil 2 N60 version, which the original or DualShock version did not have, was a storyline that led up to Nemesis.
Yep.
There were files, additional files throughout the game that told you the development of the Nemesis program.
Oh, I'll get to that in a second, Josh. God damn, this pizza's good. Oh my god.
Not surprised your mouth's full, buddy.
Yeah. He said RE3, if you put it on easy, you get the unlimited machine gun ammo.
Oh yeah, yep. you start off with the machine gun, and it was unlimited ammo. I remember that.
Yep. I know for the best experience, there was some kind of perk or something that you unlock if you start out playing hard mode, and then you go back to easy mode.
There's Barry.
Oh, Barry? Oh. Oh, no.
Hey.
What's up, Barry? She's like, Barry Burton just joined in.
Look at this.
No!
No, I don't want to. Wolf made, but not me.
See, that was pure gold right there. Was the dialogue for Resident Evil 1. It was so cheesy and campy, but it's so memorable and funny how it went out.
The hand movements to the
terrible voice acting of the game.
It was terrible.
You were almost a Jill sandwich. Jill, take this. I remember on Napster.
I think I'll go out and get some fresh air for a change.
Yeah, you need to. I remember it was.
I'll just go and get some fresh air and be eaten by a monster.
Yeah, we don't care. Go out there.
I'm so hateful on Barry. He's a great character.
Yeah, until he turned against us. God damn. Any chance I can help the father-in-law, I take it? What does he mean by that?
It's God, when I was introduced to Resident Evil was when it first came out, and my cousin introduced me to it. I just watched him play it. He just sped run it, but I didn't really pay no mind to it at that time until I saw trailers and all for Resident Evil 2. This one was in middle school, and I come home one day. My dad decides to pick me up from the bus stop. Goes, look underneath the seat. I look underneath the seat, and it was Resident Evil 2. Well, hell yeah! So I invited a good friend of mine at that time from middle school. We both went up and we beat Scenario A of Leon that night, thinking that we beat the game. Oh no, we were entirely wrong and not realized there was a B-side.
Oh
They
yeah.
go, oh no. That was highly entertaining, especially when the fun part is being able to get an original Resident Evil 1 character show up as a zombie in that alleyway. In front of the police
Brad
station
Vickers, yeah.
In order to get the special
Oh, yeah.
key to get the special outfit out of it.
What it is, you start the game on normal, and you don't pick anything up from the beginning. When you get to the police station, go downstairs in the alley, and it took quite a few bullets to take them out. But once you get that key, and you get like two outfits per character.
Yeah.
I forgot what Leon's was, but I know, one of Leon's, I think it was, where he can hold the gun up with one hand.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other one is. And then Jill had this biker. It was another type of biker outfit.
Yeah, it was more of jeans and a brown jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other thing. It was like more like, I don't know, I would say compared to Resident Evil 5, where there was a dress up and a skimpy outfit almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like thing they were doing.
Now, I know the first time I saw Resident Evil was when I watched Kira play it. The first time I tried it out. Now, actually, the first trailer I saw for the game was Resident Evil 2. It's when I got a PlayStation for Christmas back in 98. It was 97 or 98. And it came with this...
It was 97.
Okay, yeah. It came with the CD sampler disc that had a bunch of demos on it.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah.
And it had the trailer for Resident Evil 2. I was just like, holy shit, I don't know if I want to play this game. So
Time, that was creepy as shit, especially with this, the runner game that ran with it was Silent Hill.
yeah.
With the camera angles and the creepiness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
not
it was-
just to get off topic, but it was just
Yeah, because with Silent Hill, the cameras, not only did you have the awkward cameras, but some of them followed you too, which was something that they added in Code Veronica.
Yep.
That came out on Dreamcast, and that was revolutionary for me too, because not only did you have the awkward camera angles, but they followed you too, and plus it gave you a sense of danger, like you don't know what's about to happen. Like even some scenes where you're moving along the camera, and something will just pop out.
Right, yeah.
Now, the first time I played RE2, I hear something in the background. It sounds like a third person. No, not third. We got 4 people. It sounds like a fifth person in there.
You
God.
heard it too.
Yeah, we did hear it too.
Great timing with that. I love it.
Josh in the chat said, I remember during the late 90s staying over my cousin's house on the weekends, and we used to stay up late playing those RE games. You had Code
Yep.
Veronica and Dream. Yep. Whenever during high school, during the summer break, I would take a week, like in June and a week in August, to stay at my grandmother's house. Because me, Kira, and my cousin, we all hang out and play nothing but video games. And one of them was the Resident Evil series, of course. Like my cousin would be on RE2 or RE3, then when he would die, I get the controller. Kira, he would either watch or he would be occupied on the computer doing something else. But it seemed like it. That's around the time when Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal came out. He was
yeah.
playing them on the emulator.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was sitting there playing RE3, and he's sitting there playing Pokemon Gold, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to get this one. It's a female. He's like, I want a male. I got too many females. That was a craze,
Oh, yeah.
the craze of
Believable.
Pokemon, where you collect male and female Pokemon. Of course, you can use those to breed, I guess.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, you could breed to get
That was
different
the beginning of
Pokemon,
the
different
whole
stats, and all
breeding
that
thing.
shit now.
yeah. But yeah, the first time I played RE2, and I was talking to a buddy of mine in school. You may know him, Ben Miller.
Sounds familiar.
Benjamin Miller. I was talking to him at lunch. It was during the 7th grade. And I was telling him about Resident Evil. I said, yeah, my uncle, he's playing Resident Evil. And I've seen the trailer for RE2. And he said, well, I have RE2. If you want, I can let you borrow it. I was like, okay, that's cool. And he asked me, which disc do you want to borrow, though? I was like, look, there's 2 discs. He said, yeah, there's 2 discs, but you don't need them both exactly to play it. I was like, okay, I'll take one. He's like, do you want to be the guy or the girl? I'm like, what's different about them? And he said, well, I'll give you the girl. Girl's a little bit more easier to play with. I'm like, okay. So I'm playing. First time I'm playing, just like anybody else with a Resident Evil. First time you die right at the beginning because you don't know.
Did you die before you even reached the police station?
Before I hit Kendo shot, I died right there at the beginning. I didn't know how to move to get the character, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I remember that. I could turn. What the hell was that? It sounded like thunder or something.
I think it is thunder.
Oh, okay.
That was Storm calling.
Yeah, my buddy Mike just popped in. Mike, get out of my backyard. You're up here now. You are supposed to be here tomorrow. What's going on, Mike? But yeah, I remember turning, and I couldn't go forward, and nothing else. I just died and just come at me.
Yep.
I'll watch this tomorrow, brother Mike, because power is out and no Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have this upload on YouTube also, too. You can catch it either on Facebook or YouTube or anything. Yeah. Hope you're doing better down there, man. You ain't got no power. That storm is coming through your way. Hurricane Myers. That's what it is.
Just in time
Myers.
for the movie, you know?
Yep.
All right.
2 more weeks.
Pretty much. So yeah, second go around I had in the game, I was like, okay, I can move forward now. Maybe I can move forward. I didn't know how to run. So then I'm like, fuck it, you know. I tried 3-4 times. Then when I finally got out of there and I learned how to shoot, and I get to the end of the alley, all the zombies are dead. I'm like, where do I go now? I didn't know how to go through a door. I didn't know where the fuck to go.
Right.
So the next day, I'm at lunchtime, and I'm like, hey, Ben, where do you go? I'm like, I killed everything, and I can't get through the beginning. And he was like, did you get to the gunshot? I was like, I guess that's what I got to the end of the alley. He said, yeah, you walk up to the door, and you open it. How do you open the door? Push X. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you said it. So I go in, I was like, oh, okay, that worked. So then I was able to get through a majority of the police station to the point where, okay, I got all the keys I can get. I don't know where else to go. I got lost. So I ended up giving back the game and all. I was like, I had fun. I got stuck, but I had fun. And, of course, it wasn't until I went back down to my grandmother's, you know, we're sitting there playing RE2. My cousin showed me where to go, how to do this, how to do that. He even had the guides for the game.
Yeah, I had the guide for it, too.
So, and I remember the Christmas the following year, I asked my grandmother, I said, I want Resident Evil 2. And I guess she couldn't find it in stores, so she got me RE1, Director's Cut. And I remember playing that, and I got all the way to a particular point at the end where you're in the underground lab, and there was something I needed, and I didn't know how to get it. So I had to take my saved game to my uncle's house, and I looked at my cousin, I said, I can't get past this point. He said, okay, pop it in. And he loaded it up, and he showed me this one little thing that I was missing. I was like, fucking kidding me.
That's how those RE games are, man.
So I was like, well, at least I'll get to see the end of the game.
Right, yeah.
Then, of course, RE3, that was a complete different experience. When Kara got that game, we were all on it.
Well, it was completely different due to the fact that you had to make your own ammunition.
I did not like that at all, though. I mean, it was new, it was interesting, but I didn't like that. I'm like, what's wrong with just placing bullets on the counter and just picking them up?
Right, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I can understand it's a very unique mechanic that they didn't. Well, they added it back into was it 7? It was one of the recent. Yeah, it was one of the recent. It was 7. They added that mechanic back into where you can create.
Well, RE2 is going to have that mechanic as well.
Oh, terrific!
The remake. That's
Get ready for that.
Oh, wow.
RE7 made it a little simpler. That you can still find ammo, but you can make your own ammo too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that! I beat the game on Madhouse. I got infinite ammo. Fuck it. Fuck all that.
I ain't doing that shit.
I didn't make it that far on Madhouse.
I had just enough patience to play through on Madhouse, and it was difficult. I died numerous times. I can't remember how many. It took me like 9 hours, but I beat it on Madhouse, and I was like, thank God, I got the infinite ammo just to show for it. Then I went through another time, played it on easy with infinite ammo. I beat the game in like 2.5 hours. Yeah. So,
Oh my god.
So, while I'm chowing down on this other piece of pizza, Wolf, enlighten us. Give us some of your backstory on Resident Evil.
Well, dying a lot, raging a lot. Claire's scenario on Resident Evil 2 was a lot different from me because I was being chased by this tall mother, and at first I didn't, like I said, I didn't know where to go, and my dad showed me how to do it. And at first I got frustrated and I didn't play it for a while, but then he just showed me how to do it, and
Like, what all the, out of all the games that are out, do you remember what all that you've played so far, game-wise, with them?
Oh, with what? Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played Resident Evil. 2, 3, some of 4, 6, a little bit 5.
Oh, you never played the first one?
I had the first one on remaster, and I tried it. Couldn't get really past it because I didn't, like I said, I never played it.
Yeah, it took me a while to beat the remake. It was hard.
They definitely made it harder,
Zero.
like when they remade it for the
Zero.
GameCube and all. It's the same game.
Oh,
They definitely
the
made it
remake
harder.
was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Which was good, and there was a lot more puzzles to get through.
Yes, there was.
There was a lot more to do in that game, too.
And new kind of enemies too, like particular zombies that were red.
The Crimson Heads.
There you go,
yeah.
that's it. They
I-
were a
I
lot
hated those
tougher
son
to
of
take
bitches.
out.
And it's like, you gotta set the zombie on fire,
Yeah.
or they'll come back as a Crimson Head. They're like twice as fast.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize that. I also played Resident Evil 0. With that one, I'm stuck in because I don't even know where the hell to go in the train.
Yeah, same here. Actually, Shadow may help you out with that real quick. Shadow was playing RE0 yesterday.
I'm stuck on the bat. I'm in danger and I can't beat the bat.
I think that's where I got stuck at.
Is
I
that,
beat
was
that
that
game.
the bad?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that at the church?
Yes, that's the part I'm stuck on.
Oh my
So
god!
I have no ammo
Oh,
and I'm in
no.
danger.
I
One more
was,
hit, I'm dead.
Resident Evil 0, I would say back in 09, I was staying with my brother at the time, and didn't have a job, so I was just playing like a bunch of games on GameCube, and there was Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4 that I was playing, and all my nieces and nephews wanted to see how to play it. So, I mean, it's kind of like your situation. You watch your uncle and all play that stuff. So, and it's like they watch me beat it, and they go, yeah, I can never do that. So you're lucky I had enough patience to even complete a game, because I normally do not complete a game unless I have a drive to it. Resident Evil always give me that drive.
Yeah.
I have to complete
it
a
does.
Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing was, okay.
Resident-
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm actually chowing down on this last pizza.
Oh, just like Resident Evil Revelation. I know this might sound weird, but I'm stuck on the part where that monster comes out of the chain door is. You got to freaking bust the darn chain, and he comes out, and all these zombies come out. For some reason, I did not kill him. I tried everything.
I know exactly where you're at. I think that game's co-op online too, ain't it? Revelations?
The first one, I'm pretty sure, was only single player.
I quit.
First one single, second player
Yeah, the first one is
is
single player.
multiplayer,
Okay.
but they have something to do with like raid mode and stuff like that. It's like you can do raid.
Yeah,
Oh,
raid mode, I think, is multiplayer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Revelation 1 and 2, yeah.
And to be honest with you, I haven't played Revelation.
I played and beat Revelations on the DS.
Oh, okay.
I
There's
played.
There is a level system for that game. You level up. The higher you level up, the more powerful guns you could collect. And every time you do raid mode, you get stronger weapons. You gain points. The stronger you get, the stronger weapons you get.
Yeah, because I played and beat it on PS3, and when Revelations 2 came out, I bought it on PS4. Joe and I played through the whole thing. Now, this came out at the time when a lot of the games were coming out, the episodic games were coming out, like all the Telltale stuff, and stuff like Life is Strange, all those games that had episodes to them. And Revelations 2, it wasn't the first one, because Revelations 1 was also episodic, too.
Yeah.
But...
Well, didn't the first one come out for the Wii U?
Revelations was on, Revelations on the DS, because I have it on DS.
DS.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did hear you say that.
Yeah, it started out on DS, and then... Why am I watching John Cena on South Park?
I didn't know John Cena was on South Park. I ain't never see him.
Apparently he is.
John Cena, the shit for life.
Hey, Wolf, I think I saw you.
Oh.
Wait. You didn't see yourself. Look at my mom. I'm getting paid. I'm in that mood show.
What the hell?
I know, right?
Apparently he's fighting Edge. I don't know.
Okay then.
Yeah. Revelations, I have it on PS2, but I haven't played it in almost a year because I went back to it and I still got ass raped.
I didn't know Revelations was on PS2.
Three. If I said 2, I'm sorry.
That's alright.
Yeah,
I know he
don't
got
think
raped there,
The only
either.
Resident Evil game that came out for the PS2 was Outbreak 1 and 2 and
Outbreak 1 and 2.
Code Veronica X.
Code Veronica
Somebody said
X.
Outbreak.
Dead
love
Aim.
Outbreak.
That ain't
I
that was
love
the other
Code
one.
Veronica X.
Somebody said Outbreak.
I
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, Outbreak 1 and 2, yeah. That was
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and enlighten everybody on
go
Outbreak,
ahead.
Shadow, because I love that game too, but I know it's your favorite.
I love the Outbreak games, especially the co-op. They need to bring it back, especially the giant elephant and the Axeman, all that shit.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
4-player co-op. Come on, they need to make a
Giant
third
elephant.
one.
See, look, this is where I'm lost because, yeah, I had Outbreak, but I didn't play it too much.
That was
The second one. That was the second
I
one.
didn't own the second one. I only owned the first one.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
know about it.
I got them
It's
both.
an
Actually,
elephant.
I might say fuck movie night and pop an Outbreak 2 after the podcast, because I do have it.
Have
Nice.
that over here. Or have you got
It's
that
going to be in that big open case right there.
in-
I
Yeah.
had Outbreak 1 and Resident Evil 4 on PS.
I had Outbreak 1. And the reason why I bought it because it was that HDD drive that they had come out for the PlayStation 2. So you could, and also the network adapter and all. And that's the reason why I got it.
Oh, you should get the second one. The second one's just as good.
Well, I'm understanding Arrow has the second one, right, like he was stating.
Oh, yeah, I got both of them.
That's right. Well, you should play it then.
Yeah, because
Don't-
that's the meme
that?
pic that's been going around. Like, the
Wow.
elephant is chasing all 4 of them through the zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did not even know that. I should actually watch like a full game.
Yeah,
one
I'm
day.
gonna plug that in later on, because that
Yeah,
picture
don't mess it up.
that picture was circulating a while back online, and it was like caption this, and I was just like, last time we go to the fucking zoo.
I was like, who's playing Jumanji now?
Yep. I think somebody actually posted that too. They were like, who played the board? When I played the first Outbreak, this was when it came out back at 04. And I got it, I think around for my birthday around that time. And I remember one of the big things about the game was you could play online. And I had the adapter, but I didn't have broadband. I had dial-up.
Oh,
And
God.
yeah, you had to have broadband in order to play those games
That was high
online.
dollar back in that day.
Yep. And
DSL, that's what it is.
DSL, yeah, DSL, the DSL broadband. That was like, God, like, look at how much we've evolved with the internet. We're up
yeah.
to like
Just the
gigabit.
last 10 years.
Yeah, we're up to
Oh.
gigabit connection. Like, DSL broadband is like the next step up from dial-up. It's like don't tie up your parents' cell phone or the phone line. You know, get DSL broadband. It's like twice the speed.
Oh, smart speed. It sucks.
Yeah,
Get off
no.
the internet, either use the phone!
Get off the internet! I gotta kill this guy. But I remember when I played it, I was like, okay, you can still play it offline, because that was my main worry. Because it said you could play it online. I was like,
Yeah.
please let me
I know
play
it
this
has.
online. Yeah, but I was able to play it offline, and I got all the way up to the last scenario, I guess is what it is. Because there's like 5 or 6. There's like I think 5 or 6
Yep.
scenarios, and you get to choose one between one of the 4 characters to play. And I was always the cop. And
Oh, no. They had like 8 characters. There was a lot more than that.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, I know it was like 5. I know it was like 5 scenarios, but yeah, that is right. They did have. They had the cop. I forgot the black guy did. They had a couple
Jim,
women.
he was a subway. It was Kevin was the cop, Mark was the security guard,
Okay.
Jim was the subway guy, George was the doctor.
I just got
Who was
that.
the plumber? You remember? Do you remember
Oh,
who the
God.
plumber was?
It's been a while,
Oh,
God.
just last time I played it,
Oh,
when I
not
first
Blake.
got it.
David.
It's been a while.
David was the plumber.
Okay.
Christy, I think it was it Christy? It was Christy was the waitress, and then Alyssa was the news reporter. Oh, and then Yuko was the student. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you guys played Resident Evil 7, you could see that Alyssa does make a cameo in that game in one of the newspapers.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember seeing that too.
Why don't you make the cameo in 7?
In the
It's in one of the newspapers you can find on one of the walls or something like that.
Oh, shit.
it's at the beginning after Jack, after everybody leaves the dining room and you free yourself, you go into the living room area and there's a box sitting on the couch and there's a newspaper inside.
Oh,
the
yeah,
box.
that's right.
Yeah. So let's see. Outbreak 1. I can click on that right here. Let me see. Where's the list of characters at? It's been so long since I played that.
Because I tried playing Outbreak, I just couldn't get the feel of the mechanics for some reason. It's not completely different.
It was
Well,
very
I'm used to
different.
It was a different feel.
What I didn't like about it is the fact that you go from a typical RE game where your inventory had like 6 spots in it, 6 or 8 spots, and you only get 4. But the cool part is, it's like if you need to carry something, you can actually call one of the other characters over to you, and give them that option. Give them that item that you can't carry. Like if you say,
I did like that.
yeah. So you it's like
I
technically
kinda-
you do, yeah.
I kind of like the virus meter they had too, where you had to beat it before you got completely infected.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be a thing for the online where you could turn. From what I understand, you could turn into the zombie and come back and
Yep.
and kill your other teammates, and that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't have broadband. And now
Right.
it's like all the servers are down on PS2. I'm like, fuck, God, we'll never be able to. Well, we got other
Actually,
games.
There is a way you can, if you have a PC, there is a way you can hook those games back up online.
Oh, okay.
I was telling Wolf about that
there's
last night.
3, 6, 7, 8 characters you can play on
And-
Outbreak.
And then you can
Kevin-
also unlock extra characters too once you beat the certain levels and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was Kevin, David, Mark, Alyssa, Cindy, Yoko,
Cindy.
Jim, and George.
Okay.
Yep, I had him right. Nice. I know I remember.
See, you said that was your forte right there, was Outbreak.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. My favorite one out of all the Resident Evils.
Well, here's a little.
The servers stayed up in Japan up until July 2011.
Damn.
Wow.
And they shut down in the U.S. in 2007. So they stayed on for another 4 years in Japan.
That's how good it was.
That's good.
Now a little bit of
Another
development.
way of doing it.
Yep. A little bit of development trivia here for the revival. This was prior to 2002. It said Capcom decided to revive the development of the game based on the research gathered from the first attempt. Production Studio 1 began its development of the game as opposed to Mikami Studio 4. Originally, the original working title was Biohazard Online. This led confusion amongst the audience before Capcom released a statement confirming its existence. RE Outbreak was part of the initiative from Capcom Production Studio 1 to develop 3 network-focused games on the PlayStation 2. The other games were Auto Modelista, I can't pronounce that, and Monster Hunter.
What was the other one?
This game right here. It looks like it's a racing game. Auto Modelista.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, Modelista.
Yeah, Auto Modelista, and of course Monster Hunter. Capcom goals was to at least have one of the games reach 1 million sales. Both Monster Hunter and Resident Evil Outbreak eventually reached that
I kind of
goal.
figured that one because the racing game wasn't exactly a Capcom
thing, yeah.
thing at all, and everybody always looked for was it Dino Hunter,
Mhm.
or well, not Dino Hunter, but Dino
Monster
Crisis.
Hunter.
Dino Crisis, yeah.
Crisis.
Yeah.
God, they need to bring that shit back.
Oh
man.
hell yeah!
And that was a craze too. Like, I'm trying not to sidetrack, but there's so many good horror games that came out around that time. Now, when Resident Evil 3 came out, they were heavily promoting Dino Crisis.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you would buy
Love that.
you would buy certain copies of it. Kira had a copy actually, which came with Resident Evil 3, and it had a demo for Dino Crisis. And then it was vice versa. If you bought Dino Crisis, you got a demo copy of Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Kira had both of them. And I even remember playing Dino Crisis. I'm like, Jesus, that was hard. That was difficult. It's like Resident Evil with Jurassic Park. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It was good though.
Jurassic
It was.
Evil.
Yeah, Jurassic Evil.
Jurassic.
I had them on PS3.
Wasn't Parasite
Oh, there you
Eve like
go.
that too?
Yeah, Parasite Eve came out on there too.
Oh, Parasite Eve. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
was my game.
Parasite
I never got to
Eve,
play that one,
Silent Hill.
sadly.
The first one was good. It was a little difficult with trying to find items.
Mhm.
But the second one, oh, that was my favorite, especially with the CGI and stuff like that in it. That was one of my
Yeah,
go-tos
definitely.
right there. They were fun. Oh wow.
Did you play any of those, Wolf?
Yeah, I actually had Parasite Eve too.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, because I think it was on PS3 store, wasn't it? I can't remember if I got it.
So it,
Oh, is it?
so
Oh, I
Okay.
gotta look into that.
Yeah, I gotta check on mine.
Because I also have Resident Evil 2 and Dino Crisis 1 and 2.
What do you think about Dino Crisis?
It's good. I haven't beat them yet, of course.
I come close.
Resident Evil's a lot better.
Difficult.
But I like Dino Crisis
Yeah.
3. I would never touch.
I don't think anybody would touch Dino Crisis 3. That was the only one that came out on Xbox. OG Xbox had Dino Crisis 3. Where the dinosaurs were in space.
Was that on
I got
OG?
showed you Dino Crisis 4.
It was its... I don't think that... No, they didn't go as far as Dino Crisis 3. 3 came out on OG Xbox. It was the dinosaurs in space. And people hated that.
Oh, wow.
Dinosaurs in space.
Oh, they were doing everything in space at that time.
Yeah, Jason, Leprechaun.
Surprised they didn't do Nightmare on Elm Street in space.
Don't give them ideas.
Or Halloween in space.
It
Michael
is
Myers
sad.
be floating around stabbing people.
Well, I don't know. They're claiming that they're working on another sequel to this one. I'm like, God, just kill it off already. So we got the main series of the games. Okay, we got the first Resident Evil, of course. To anybody who's watching, if you never played a Resident Evil game, even though we're 40 minutes in, we still got so much to talk about. The first
do.
Resident Evil took place, and the story starts out. There's an incident that happens in this isolated mansion in Arklay Mountains in Raccoon City.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what's going on. They're saying, people are mutating, being attacked by dogs, stuff like that. So, two teams, Alpha and Bravo team, are sent in. The first team that was sent in was, I think it was Alpha team.
Alpha team was sent in first.
Yeah.
And they lost communication.
Was it Bravo team sent in first? Because Bravo team was forced. Enrico,
Okay, then it was Bravo.
Yeah, you're right.
Joseph, and Kenneth.
Yeah, because I forgot which team had who.
Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Because Rebecca started in Zero. She was investigating the train. And
Okay.
then it kicks
He's
off
right.
into the first Resident Evil.
Okay. So, yeah, Bravo team goes in, and something happens. They lost communication, so then Alpha team goes in, consisting of characters Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, Albert Wesker, Brad Vickers, and there was somebody else who got killed off. No, it was Joseph. Joseph was killed off.
Joseph was the Alpha team, yeah.
Yeah, because he was killed off. He was eaten by the dog, and
Before they made it to the mansion.
yeah. What I like about the first one is that they used real-time video for the intro video and for the ending sequence when they leave. They used actual. They're not Hollywood stars. They're not Hollywood actors, but they're paid actors, and they filmed a real-time video, and it was amazing, especially at the time for PlayStation to capture real-time video, and it played so well. And then of course you get into the game, and you're basically surviving through the mansion. You're going through puzzles, you're fighting enemies, you're fighting the zombies, the dogs, the fucking hunters. Oh my god, when I first came across that son of a bitch.
I hate
Oh,
Hunter.
you come back
Yeah,
into the
we're-
mansion,
Yep.
and they just follow right behind you.
Oh,
Like when
God.
I played through the first one, I thought the dogs jumping through the windows for the first time, and then that one little hallway with nothing but windows.
Yeah, it would scare
That
everybody.
fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then later on, once you get so far, the hunters start popping up. I'm going. You start hearing
You hear the click on the wood.
Yeah, it's like,
You heard a
what
thump.
the hell
That's all
is
you-
that?
You
And you
I
hear-
go up there, and
thump,
the next
thump,
thing you know, the son of a bitch just hopped and swiped at me, and there goes my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that screech.
Son of a-
Ah!
Yeah.
And you hear the very first line.
What is this?
And you go, what is this? And it's like, thwomp. Well, never ask a question that you'll never get an answer for.
What are you Resident Evil Survivor and 1 and 2? I played 1. I think it was alright, but
Oh yeah, I'll get into that in a second, definitely.
I never played Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one for Bravo Team is Richard.
Richard, okay, yeah. Richard, there was Richard, Enrique, Rebecca, Forrest,
Kenneth.
Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth was the first one you come across. He gets his head eaten off. It's just funny how you
course
put that.
it
It's like, oh yeah, the first person you come across, his head's being eaten off.
damn.
Then, of course, after you get through the horrors of the mansion, you get into Resident Evil 2, where the virus has outbroken to the city of Raccoon City. You find out it was Umbrella Corporation. They were working on some kind of new... It was some kind of bio...
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrant. And they got Chris laughing at Wesker's pitiful.
Yeah. He's like, you're pitiful. Now,
Like, Chris,
later
stop
on...
it!
Later on, we'll get into the movies, because in the movies, I think it was something a little bit more different. But...
Well, the Tyrant does make an appearance in one of the Outbreak games because you have to run from him.
Yeah, I do remember. I think that's where I died. It was like in
That
the
was
last...
University. It was University.
Which Tyrant? Because the original Tyrant was only in the first, revealed in the first game,
Yeah.
and never left the laboratory until you blew that son of a bitch up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know what version this is. I just know he looks just like Tyrant, and he's as strong as Tyrant. And you find him at a university.
I think I remember that
I don't
because
remember that.
I vaguely remember it because when I got to that point and I couldn't figure out how to gun him down and I ran out of ammo, I was like, ah, shit, and all my teammates are fucking dead. I'm the only one left.
I think it was the second one as well, I believe.
Yeah, 'cause he chased me outside onto the
Well,
docks.
the second one was it was Neo Tyrant is what they classified him as, but it was Mr. X.
Yeah.
That's what they named him.
Maybe that's who it was. Maybe
He had
I
a
don't
trench
know.
coat on.
Second
Trench
one.
coat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He packed
he
a
did.
punch.
That was Neo Tyrant.
Yeah, he packed a punch too.
Yeah,
When you played the
um,
second one, oh god.
There was actually multiples of him. It wasn't just one, because if you paid
Yeah.
attention on
Yeah,
each side of
more-
Resident Evil 2, when
So
they
that was
dropped
probably
him,
the one in
they
Outbreak
dropped
2.
him out of
then.
a 6-canister drop
And the
pod.
first, and they only dropped one at the time, and that
Uh-huh.
was the first one you came across. Yeah.
Yeah, and talk about nerve wracking. I played Clara's scenario on Resident Evil 2. Dude, I freaking was on edge. There's a time limit. I had to kill this motherfucker with a freaking rocket launcher. Go out there with all these zombies. Do what I had to do. Go back and get something else. Go up the damn thing and put the damn electric thing to make the train go, and then go and
Yep. And that was pretty nerve wracking with the second one. Like, to me today,
I'm sorry.
yeah. The second one is probably the easiest for me right now because I could just whip through that in like 2 hours.
I know where. Let's see, the taser for Clara. I know where that is. I know where to get the shotgun
Parts for
expansions.
yeah.
The expansion parts for Leon. The Magnum expansion parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's the taser was always my favorite.
That's that big fucking taser gun. It was like,
And you just it's like this lightning bolt just come out, and you can have a line of freaking zombies, and it just go through like 4 or 5 of them.
yeah. It packed a punch too because it was like the recoil in that. It like took you 2 seconds to actually bounce back, and it was like a.
Not while I'm drinking. That was wrong.
Cause that shit was like pow pow, and then the shotgun was powerful too. That had a fucking recoil kick to it too.
God, that Magnum. It's like when I played Leon, I made sure I got the Magnum, then eventually got the parts.
Yep.
Oh, that
Right.
was. I love that one.
The first time I played Claire's, the first time I missed the rocket, oh man, that was embarrassing.
I think. Well, here's the thing. When it kind of
And I died.
Oh wow!
Damn.
it happens because he runs fast when you're shooting at him too.
Oh yeah.
Now for the second game, anybody had? Yeah, it's a giant ball sack, and I don't know what it looks like. A giant burger and a ball sack.
What?
Some commercial I'm watching is like tampons.
It's called Truth Commercial.
Oh, that's an ass. That's not a burger. It's an ass. There's an ice ass. There's a taco ass.
Burger?
I guess that's what you. Yeah, it looks like an ass burger. Apple
Sweaty
burger.
ass on fire.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Cigarette. It's one of those PSAs for smoking. It was like all I saw was a hairy ball sack, several asses. It's very distracting.
That's how we do it in Russia.
Monster.
I'm sure it was. Now for RE2, of course, like I just said, the outbreak is in the city. You get 2 new characters, Leon and Sherry. They meet up at one point.
Leon Sherry. Leon and Claire?
No, you
Or
Claire.
Now I'm getting my words mixed up. Thanks to the fucking commercial.
Sherry doesn't come until later on in that
God
game.
damn.
Balls are in his mind.
Yeah,
Sherry is a new supporting character.
yeah. She comes in later in the game. She's a supporting character in the game. It's Leon and Claire. There's Vince McMahon popping up at Cartman's house.
Wow. Only Benny Mac can do something like that.
Yep. Oh yeah, he's got back row theater seats. He's got fucking opera seats and shit. What is this? Indiana Jones coming in to fight Kyle. So yeah,
What the hell is this?
Now that's
I don't know. Ask Trey Parker and whatever the fuck his partner's name is.
Matt Stone.
Matt Stone. Yeah, they were stoned when they made this episode. So,
There's Resident Evil 2, you got Leon and Claire.
yep.
Supporting characters are Sherry and Ada.
Yeah, Ada's
Yeah.
the double agent for Umbrella.
I think she was more like a triple agent.
Triple
more so than
agent.
anything else.
Yeah.
Because she was working for Umbrella, but yet on top of that, she was working for another company, but yet she was working for herself the whole time.
Yep.
Just like, what? Get lost.
It's.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
why
you
the
get.
rest of
Yeah, because you get a little bit more of the story in 4 if you get it on. I can't remember if the GameCube had it, but the PS2 version had it. The story where you could play through with Ada. While
No,
yeah,
I think it was PS2 exclusive.
yeah, it's PS2 because I got that.
Oh,
It's,
on Resident Evil 4?
yeah, on PS2.
Yeah, I remember
the
playing that.
stories.
I
Yeah.
remember playing Ada's story, too.
Yeah, if you beat.
That was a PS2 exclusive.
Yeah, because you got to beat the game, and then you open up Ada's story, and you're playing through with her while certain things are going. Like, let's say the first encounter in the village that Leon has with the chainsaw guy and all the villagers. Ada was the one who rang the bell in the bell tower,
Yeah.
so she caused that distraction and several other things that went on, throughout the game. And I forgot who she was fighting. I think she was fighting the one guy in there that Leon came across. I guess was like some kind of
The
sergeant.
big cheese, as he called it.
Yeah, and that I never got I never got how or why he was relevant in the game itself, because he was the mercenary, the one mercenary that Leon fought in RE4.
Oh, Krauser.
Yeah, Krauser. I never understood the I don't think there was really a backstory to begin with. It was just like just
It
random
really
character.
wasn't. He
Yeah.
was
They
there
said-
to be there.
Mhm.
I think there was... There had to have been something that they knew each other from before. Because the way that they were with one another, it's like, yeah, I know you. I'm moving fast.
Yep.
They said something about them knowing each other.
I think it had something to do with the previous military mission that they were all on or something like that before
Yeah.
Leon was recruited by to be like.
Oh, he was a
colonel.
Wesker follower. He used to be a part of the U.S. SOCOM.
Okay, yeah.
And he was a henchman for Sadler.
Okay, yeah, because they did add a little bit more story to it when 4 came around. They added the Sadler story. The what the hell is that? Is it Sadler who's the midget in the game?
Yeah, Sadler's the fucking midget.
Yeah.
Then there was like several different bosses in
Wait.
there too.
I thought Sadler was the guy you fight at the end. And what is his name?
Yeah,
Salazar?
Salazar, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sadler, whatever the fuck his name
Because
is.
Sadler was the final boss.
Yeah, Krauser. And God, that story was.
They had that one giant and that big ass giant you got to fight where the dog comes in.
Oh, that fucking ogre looking
El
thing.
Gigante.
Yeah, you fight him twice, I think.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
You probably won the fifth one too.
Oh my God, that
Yeah, I remember that. You were in the Jeep.
And that
Yeah.
Jeep
With
with
the
the
machine gun trying to, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's tough doing that on hard. Oh my God, especially with two people.
How hard,
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
We beat. Me and my
I
sister
remember
beat
that.
on hard. That was hard.
Yeah, because Joe and I tried doing it on professional, and we couldn't. Oh my God.
Really?
Professional, it was like one hit and we die or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think me and my sister managed to beat that whole thing on hard because I know we beat 6 also
Yeah.
on the hardest difficulty.
We tried
Step out
hard.
for a second, guys.
It took
I'll
us
be right back.
several tries trying to get past the damn ogre.
Yeah, it did take a good while for us too.
And then, of course, like backtrack a little bit to 3. Now, 2 and 3, 2 was good for what it was with the story and what they encountered, and they learned about a new virus that came out that was created by William Birkin, and we that story was self-explanatory. You met some more characters. You got, I think you got a little bit more backstory in the second one than you did in the first one.
Oh yeah.
And then Resident Evil 3 came out, I think a year later. I believe it was a year later when that came out. And, of course, it was subtitled Nemesis. Now, even though this is technically, in a way, a sequel to the main story, it takes place at the same time, or roughly around the same time, as Resident Evil 2.
What did it take place a week at? Following the events of Resident Evil 2?
I think the first half of the game took place during, or just after. Yeah, it was like just after. Because there's at one point where you come up to the police station and everything's all boarded up and you only have access to like certain rooms. Now, I gotta go on record and saying, okay, the second game you go through the police station, you don't do anything like that. The third game comes in, you got doors fucking boarded up and shit. I'm like, when the hell did they find time to backtrack to the police station, board up doors, and then go to the fucking train tunnel?
Yeah.
Anybody else find that shit weird?
Yeah.
Makes me wonder.
So,
Let's see.
because RE3, they introduced a new enemy, Nemesis, which was it was a bioweapon that Umbrella sent in to take out STARS members who knew everything about the virus, knew everything about Umbrella, so they come in to start, take them out, basically. This was a STAR killer. And you also had a few other new enemies here or there pop in, and they were a bitch too, like the fucking four or five legged yellow crawler. I think I just lost my co-host.
Wait.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is.
No, I had a brain fart for a second on Resident Evil 2 and 3.
I was gonna say.
Let's see. Like I'm looking at William Birkin, September 30th, 1998, his death, and the events of Resident Evil 3. Oh, I'm trying to backtrack to that. Yeah, September 27th. Yeah, that's like a few days before they were Claire and Leon.
Okay, yeah, so RE3, the first half I'd say took place before, and then the second half took place during or after. Because there is another Easter egg in that. Well, there's actually an Easter egg in Resident Evil 2 when you first come to the police station and you hug the wall across from the entrance, and you'll actually get a camera that's on the outside of the gate that you enter in when you're playing RE3.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's in the original version of RE2. I remember it being in the DualShock version, because that's what I had in the DualShock version.
Yeah.
That was a nice little Easter egg. That was around the time when RE3 came out. And of course, you said, okay, yeah, there you go. That's the outside of that. So, RE3, it definitely took place. It continued the story while Leon and Claire were fighting their way through the city. And then, of course, it's a continuation of Jill. Sometime later after the events of the first game, you see Jill. She's going through the city. She's trying to get out with these mercenaries. And, of course, the mercenaries, they're sent in by Umbrella. I think they were Umbrella mercenaries, weren't they? I believe so.
It may have been.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I played it, but yeah,
Because you had Mikhail and Nikolai.
Yeah, so you got those mercenaries coming in to clean it all up, and everything just all went to hell. And
Their Umbrella Biohazard countermeasure service.
yeah, eventually they were able to make it out of the city after the blast and all. And then of course in comes 4, which is what we were talking about, where Leon is what the hell was the name of that place that Leon went to? It was like some kind of island or something, wasn't it?
Oh god. Some kind of Spanish town or some kind of Spanish.
Yeah, the villagers, they all spoke Spanish and all, but it also dealt with the new virus in there, the Los Plagas virus.
Yeah, that was introduced in 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody STDs. I mean,
Did you say give me STDs?
What? You want an STD?
Oh, yeah.
Just calm down. Calm down.
like the same bloody STD.
The Los Illuminados and the
Yeah.
Las Plagas.
It done the deed.
Yeah, it's in Spain, okay.
It done the deed. But yeah, I forgot a lot about 4. Like the only one main thing I remember about 4. 7 was hard on Madhouse, but aside from that, 4 was probably the most difficult for me so far. And not only was it because like it was a long game, it was definitely longer than 2 and 3, but it was harder too.
Yep. Oh, especially those one parts when you got like those infinite amount of enemies until you get those switches and stuff.
Yep.
Well, I would say that was more difficult considering the like in the early ones it was just a bunch of zombies. It wasn't really
Yeah.
the problem. With this one, it was just you got a whole town full of people and you have cultists, and it's just like,
Be right back.
do you guys stop? Then you have to sit there and babysit the president's daughter
Mhm.
and make sure she doesn't get kidnapped by the cultists and stuff like that. It's like, come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
So I never forget that part where you had to defend her, and then you have like these enemies like, every single part of the door. I hated that part so much.
That's the worst part for me, because she would be up above and you would be down below hitting the switches, and you gotta shoot them off of you, and then you gotta shoot them off of her.
Shoot them off of her.
Right. That part was hard.
I played through on the PS2 maybe 2 or 3 times just so good. I played Ada Store to unlock the Chicago typewriter, to unlock the suit of armor for Ashley. So every time the Los Illuminados guys try to pick her up, they throw their back out and drop her.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Yeah, I like that suit for her.
It's funny watching them try to pick her up and shit.
Right.
Do you remember the exclusive weapon in PS2? Like the special alien-like weapon?
Was it like like that tase gun or whatever, the electricity gun thing? Yeah.
But I think what it was like the anti-Plagas weapon or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That one I never got, but I got the Chicago typewriter.
Yeah, I remember that.
One I forgot.
I had to think like every gun on there.
I completely forgot about. I just remembered when you get toward the end and you got to fight those rejuvenating motherfuckers in the lab.
Oh god!
The best way to take them out was the mine gun.
Yeah.
The mine thrower.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best way to do anything to them.
Yeah, because you shoot at body parts of him. It was like fucking T-1000. He keeps coming. He keeps fucking bringing body parts back.
Oh, and then you had like hands crawling everywhere, coming at you.
Oh, the regenerators, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god. Sidetrack from that. I'm looking at Resident Evil 3 again. The first half of the game is 24 hours prior to Resident Evil 2, and then 2 days after.
That's what I remember.
The second half, yeah.
That's what it was, yeah. Yeah, because I know it was like right before and then 2 days after, yeah.
Got Resident Evil 4 though.
How much of 4 did you play, Wolf? I'm sorry, you haven't even gotten much time to talk on the air, man.
Come on, man.
It's all good, man. Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really play much of 4.
I don't blame you. I beat 4 once.
I don't know. I'll just.
Yeah,
4 was the first main one I ever beat.
yeah.
The only way I could beat 4 was with the Game Shark.
That's exactly how I beat it too.
And the sad part, I actually beat that straight out. I had the strategy guide though to help me out, and I played it on the GameCube.
Yeah.
That's how I beat that.
I just had
I'm not
Game
gonna
Facts
lie.
to look it
Took me
up.
a while.
Yep.
My friend gave me his game save for PS2. I'm not gonna lie.
I keep forgetting we got it on Xbox.
I have it on PS4.
And look, I'm not gonna lie. His game save that he copied for me has
Uh-huh.
unlimited ammo, and I'm going through it with that.
There you go.
Oh, nothing for the
Yeah,
hell.
with that.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Either those older games, like, hey, bust out the Game Shark or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Kids these days, what's Game Shark? That's the way to cheat.
Yep. We don't need no the fucking what they do with PUBG and shit like that, you know, like throttle the internet speed and add this and that.
Oh, I know your
Transform
idea.
behind
I'm
you.
just gonna shut you down for the day.
Yeah, we were honest cheaters.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's what you call.
Okay.
Hey, that's honest cheating.
Guys.
It's
I
like,
went through Resident Evil. Oh, I went through Resident Evil 2. I'm not gonna lie. With cheat.
yeah, I went through RE1, beat it with no cheats. RE2, I want to say I beat it with no cheats, but there's the arrange mode on there where it gives you the submachine gun, the Gatling gun, and the rocket launcher with infinite ammo
Yep.
right off the bat.
God,
Yeah. So technically, that's already included
That was
in
a
the
cool
game. So you're
calculation,
it's included in the game. So it's like, you're not really cheating. You just comes
No.
with the game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're not considered as cheating because it's the game.
Hey, here's the funny. All right, I'm going to break down the second one. Okay. The PlayStation version had the infinite ammo cheat. If you go into the game and you go to the controller section of the menu and you highlight the center word and you hit hold R1 and press square 10 times until the word highlights red, and you got infinite ammo for everything.
Yep.
The 64 version, you had to be inside the menu to enter a button combination, and you'll get it that way. PC had it a little bit more different. I forgot what the PC version was, but here's something funny about the PC version. Even though in the game you got to beat through the game several times, get several good rankings, beat it on a certain speed at a certain time to unlock the extreme battle mode, the 4 survivor, and the tofu character. PC, all you got to do is go into regedit, the register edit program. Go down to where the game is, type in a few commands, and you got everything you unlock.
Yep.
Yep.
I will say thanks to Kira for that, because I actually made a copy of that back in the day when he had it on PC. So technically, I have all but the GameCube port of Resident Evil 2. Because even Wolf asked me that a while back.
No, that exactly was not Resident Evil 2. That was a first-person shooter game that was similar to the 2 story, but it wasn't.
Oh, so it wasn't a port.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't a port. It was a first-person shooter game.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It's called Dark Chronicles.
Ah,
I think that's
No, I'm not talking about Dark. I'm not talking about the Chronicle series. I know about the Chronicle series.
GameCube, though.
I know about the Chronicle series, but there was Resident Evil 2 and 3 that were ported to GameCube.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 on GameCube is
This
actually
was-
a rare copy.
Yeah, this was before the Chronicle series
Yeah, I don't
came out.
remember that one.
Yeah.
That's
Because
where I'm stumped, because I know the Dark Chronicles was related to Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, because you had the Dark Side Chronicles and you had the Umbrella
Dark Side
Chronicles. They came out on the
And
Wii.
I had both on Wii.
Yeah, they both came out on the Wii. But yeah, it was.
That's why I got confused. That was my fault.
That's all right. Because this is around the time. Yeah, this is around the time when 4 came out, and they were starting to remake Resident Evil, and of course they had 0 come out. But then 2 and 3 came out as a port for GameCube.
God, I don't remember.
Yeah, they're rare. I
Yeah,
remember.
Resident Evil 2 and I think Resident Evil 3. But I know more 2 is actually pretty rare.
Yeah. And I think on GameStop.com you could probably find it for $30 from what I last saw. Let me look that up.
See, I can look up. There's a site called PriceCharting.com where it goes by video games, consoles, prices, sold listings on eBay.
Yeah.
Let's look like Resident Evil 2 for GameCube. Like if it's used, box and all, goes for almost $45.
Yep.
Not bad. That's not bad at all.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Dreamcast version. I got the PS1. I got the 64. I got the PC version. Here's the GameCube version. Yeah, GameCube version of RE2 is $30 pre-owned on game. I know what Wolf's getting. If he ain't got it yet already.
God,
Resident Evil 2.
it's
On
115.
eBay is $11.95.
Damn.
What are you talking about?
Resident Evil 2 for the GameCube.
Is that
Oh,
loose?
yeah.
Is that just a
I'm
disc?
getting
You get
Hang on, let me open that up.
3 is 115 on Amazon.
What I have to get again is Survivor. I know it's like one of the worst.
I have it too, and I'm gonna get into that in a second, definitely.
I know. I'm just like, yeah. That's the most hours I put.
I know. Even though they say that's the worst one, I actually enjoyed that one too.
Oh, me too. But that was the first one to have first person.
Yep.
I remember sitting watching you play Survivor. You just beat it under an hour.
Oh yeah.
Just the disc
That was a
of
game
Resident
start.
Evil 2 for GameCube is $809.
Damn.
But if you want it with the case, no manual, $52.99,
Oh wow.
$44.99, $50, $67.99.
And I did not know they had a Survivor too. So
Yeah, they called it Gun Survivor too. I think it was. That was on PS2.
There you go, Resident Evil 2 new and sealed, $49.95.
Damn.
oh, I gotta get that.
Yeah, $50. That's not bad.
That's a good price for that, considering how rare it is.
Resident Evil Nintendo Cube, GameCube Lot 0, 1, 2, 3, and Code Veronica X. Test it. $149.99.
That's not bad at all. And that's for the set. Yeah. Then there's Nemesis. Here's Nemesis on GameCube. That's $25 on GameStop.
I did not know half of these ones. I gotta get that.
I know, man. And all these good gems that are right there.
Oh yeah.
Resident Evil's is the
Oh.
core of everything.
And
Here's some little trivia. Resident Evil 0. What was that supposed to be originally on?
Oh,
Actually, it was 64.
And 64, correct?
I
But they
thought-
actually had the complete
Yeah.
game for the 64.
Yep.
But never
Yeah.
released it because they wanted to put it on GameCube because the graphics were a lot better.
I had to think there for a second. I do remember that, yeah, because RE2 came out a little late in the launch of the 64. It came out in like '99. GameCube came out what 2001, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very, very quickly that came out.
Yeah,
They didn't give time for 64 to breathe.
they don't. Nintendo does that for all their consoles.
Yeah.
So yeah, when the GameCube
I
came
mean, the
out,
only thing
yeah.
that really breathed for a while
Yeah,
was the
I think
DS
there's,
and the 3DS.
yeah.
No, I'm thinking there was gameplay for Resident Evil. There's a gameplay for Resident Evil 1.5, the beta for 2.
Yeah.
I've seen gameplay
Oh.
of it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Leon and some other chick that was
Yeah.
never used ever
That
again.
was Elsa.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yep. And it's like you'll never get to play that. Oh, I think somebody actually has a copy of that out there. It's just hard to find, but you can find it. It's incomplete. I think it's like the first half of what the game was supposed to be.
I think it goes up to odd.
I
Well,
forget how.
the order of that game actually was completely different than the final version of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
And there was also additional areas that Resident Evil 2 never used up.
Okay.
Because you were supposed to go, like on the 1.5, you go through a parking garage, get inside to the police station.
That's
check
right. I
the
remember
front door.
that. Yeah.
That's where the initial demo started.
Yeah.
There is a gameplay shot I'm looking at on Resident Evil Wikia, where it shows Billy and Rebecca on the train on the N64 beta.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
And it looks like Resident Evil 1 and 2 graphics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's it was a drastic, hard 180 when they went from 64 to GameCube with that.
I think they switched it probably because they had the room on the cartridge. There was not enough room in the cartridge for it to fit the entire game. That's maybe why they switched over to. There's RAM issues.
Yeah, because they were making the games much bigger now, and the discs were holding a lot more data. Now, for the cartridge for RE2, I'm surprised that it had both A and B scenario. Regardless of the game being relatively short, like you could beat it, so you could speedrun that motherfucker in like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not a whole lot of data right there, so I was surprised that they fit both of that on the one cartridge, and there was no real lag. You didn't have to worry about any load times, any wait times. It was just like right into it.
Yeah, the only loading screens that you'll ever see was the whole door animation.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Now the PC version, you can actually skip that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can just hit a key and it'll skip right through that.
Yeah, I still have the copies you made from Kira when he had the PC Resident Evil 2. I still have those copies.
Yep, I think I have my copies over here too somewhere.
Yeah, I still have the originals you made.
And then of course, God, we went from 4 and all, and 0. We did talk a little bit more about 0. Was there anything else you want to touch on with 0 Shadow from what you played?
Not really. I mean, I liked it from what I can tell. I mean, it was pretty fun. It's hard though.
Yeah.
It is. I liked it. Now, there's one thing I didn't like about it is where I didn't have the item box. I literally had throughout the game. I had to take all my items from one area to drag them all the way to my
What was that?
present location.
I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about the game. I had to keep dropping my shotguns and everything just to carry stuff I don't really need.
Especially swapping between the characters too. Like if one character was on a train below you, and he would send an item up the chute, and you would switch to the other character.
Well, yeah, I always
that was
doing the whole train scene was like that was a big learning experience, especially doing the co-op. Well,
Yeah.
I always say co-op, but jumping between characters just to get shit done. I was like,
Yeah.
Actually, that game would have been perfect for co-op.
Yes, it would have been.
Well, I think that was the initial idea, but and I think that's what sparked up the idea for Resident Evil 5 and 6 with the whole co-op system.
Yep.
Right.
And of course, around that time, 0 came out. I forgot which one was first, but then of course, the remake comes out. We've already given our feedback on the remake. Like there was much more puzzles. There was more enemies, more areas to the mansion that you wouldn't even think were there. Now, luckily I beat it. I got through it. I got through it myself on Xbox.
I didn't have too much of a problem with the first one.
I played through it twice. I think the Wii version and the GameCube version.
Okay. Yeah, because I tried on the GameCube version, and I forgot. I think I got to where there was something you take down into the cellar outside in the backyard. You got to take like 4 or 5 items down into that cellar, and you put them into.
Oh my god, it's the masks.
Yeah, the fucking masks. Yeah.
Masks.
Oh my god, I hate that.
And I only got one of them down there, and it's like, as soon as you get them all down there, it's like I think a Crimson Head popped out or something.
Was that on the first one?
It was on the remake.
I barely played the remake of the first one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just watched gameplay of it. There was a lot involved. But I never, even though it's been available to me for freaking ever, still haven't actually played it.
Yeah, because I got it sitting over there on the shelf. It's both the remake and 0.
0, I love. I love 0.
Yeah.
That was a really good
Zero
story of
was a
what
good
the
game.
fuck was going on in the background. How did Rebecca Chambers come into the lab and go, "Hi guys"?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where the fuck did you come from?
Like, I didn't know you were here. I thought you were dead. No, I came in on the
She died
train.
on mine.
Oh,
She died on mine in the first one.
Oh, wow.
I tried saving her during the fight, or whatever the fight was, and I died.
All right. I'll get back to the main series in a little bit. We got 3 more games on that one. One that Wolf did bring up, and we're going to talk about it for a little bit, is Resident Evil Survivor, which is said to be the worst in the series.
I haven't played that.
I haven't
either.
I haven't had. What's the word I'm looking for? The privilege of playing that.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Really,
I was thinking of pain.
I sat and watched Eric play the entire playthrough with Game Shark.
it took me literally an hour to beat it.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's not just that it's short. The controls are I don't want to say the controls are clunky because it does feel it's like half and half of the controls.
It's like playing a.
I can't remember.
It's a rail shooter.
Okay, I was gonna say like a cursor shooter or something.
It is. It's first person, but it's also cursor shooter. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Didn't they have that came out for the PS2? Correct.
PS1.
PS1.
There was actually Gun Survivor 2 came out for PS2 in Japan.
Yeah, didn't they? I don't know if it's PS1 or PS2 had like a special gun.
Yep, the PS2
Not just
version.
for that game, but any game that was like that, like Time Crisis and all that.
PS2, yeah.
That. Okay.
Yeah, because Survivor 1, you're using the controller, and you hold the aim button, and you got to move the cursor over the screen and just tap X to shoot. And especially like if you got zombies coming at you, and you're just randomly tapping that X, like you're trying to hold the cursor over them. Try doing that shit with the hunters.
Oh god!
Oh god!
I couldn't imagine that.
I actually played through. Well, I played through it twice. First time I played through it, I beat it in under an hour. That's with Game Shark. Second time I beat it was about a couple years ago, without Game Shark. Went through, actually beat it, and I was like, I can't believe how I remember the gameplay like it was yesterday when I first played it. I'm like, it's relatively easy unless you play on a harder difficulty. And I want to hear Wolf's because you've played it, haven't you, Wolf?
Oh boy.
Yes. Have you ever got the chance to beat it?
Got close. I think I did beat it. I think I did, yeah. But what I learned, like when you go down the stairs and there's the dolls that come to you,
yeah.
When you turn away from them and you're like hugging a wall, they would not attack you.
Oh yeah.
That was too close.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
That's one thing I did like about that game. It gave you some choices. Because yeah, there's some parts in there where you can choose to go down this corridor or that corridor. Whatever corridor you go down, it's a different area, and there could be more enemies down one corridor than the other one, and they all come out to one main place that you're going to have to come out to eventually. Like, let's say you're coming from the back alley, and you're trying to get to a cafe, and you got 2 corridors to go down. You go down them, in the next area, they're completely different, but they make a sudden turn, and they both end up in that cafe.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So there is several paths in there that you could take.
So it's whether path A is going to be easy or hard for you versus path B being easy or hard based on what the RNG is, I guess.
Yeah, because you can play through it twice. Like, the outcome's going to be the same, but let's say you go through the first time, and you're like, okay, second time you go through it, all right, I went down that hall, I'm going to go down this hall now. Like, maybe you went down that hall and play through A, and you had to fight Mr. X, which he pops up numerous times in the game. So you fight him or run from him.
Oh, God.
Or you can go down and play through B and go down the other hallway. You won't run to him, you'll run to a couple liquors.
Right.
Right. Gotta love liquors.
But that game, yeah, it was said to be the worst one of all. Let's see. That one came out in North America August 30th, 2000. It had a score of 4.0 out of 10 on IGN.
Wow.
Yeah, John Thompson from All Game Review gave the game a negative review. Thompson noted that the biggest critique of the game was that it was made to be played with a light gun, which the American version did not support. He continued that even the Japanese version of the game, which did include it, really wasn't any better. Shooters are supposed to be quick, raw, and visceral. the total opposite of what Resident Evil, for better or worse. The shooting game opts to stick with the slow pacing of the rest of the series, and the result of the gun is a gun game with no gun is absolutely crawls along. So yeah, that's pretty much the main critique about it. It's basically a light rail shooter. You don't have the gun; you're just controlling the crosshairs. They also brought that back in Dead Aim on PS2.
Okay.
Now, Dead Aim was third person, but when you aim down sights, when you go to aim, it goes into first person. You get the crosshairs too.
Okay. Yeah, it's just those games I never really touched. I mainly mess around with the main drivers.
Yeah.
Like the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the main series one. Yeah.
I didn't really branch off too much on the side ones.
Yeah.
Too often, like Outbreak. I played it, but I never really got into it to really get a feel for it.
Yeah, because you had those
Operation Raccoon City.
Yep. Operation.
I tried to play that.
I have that. Yeah, I have it.
I beat that one. It was alright.
Umbrella Corp.
Oh God! Do not even get me started.
Umbrella Corp is what
ever.
Umbrella Corps to Resident Evil is Metal Gear Survive to Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
Metal Gear Survive was still better.
I don't know why I got that. $5.
Just reinstall that.
Oh, you get it?
I'm like,
yeah, I forgot you said you got that too. Yeah, what's this one?
It's okay. It's not that bad.
This is Resident Evil Survivor 2, Code Veronica. This is a light rail gun shooter. This came out in Japan. I'm assuming this was, this game adapted from Code Veronica and features characters and enemies from the game and enemies from RE2 and RE3. So that came out on PS2. It never did get a North America release. It got a Japan and a European release, but it never came out in North America. This was Survivor 2. It was the light rail shooter, of course. I don't see any ratings for it. I assume it did. I'm assuming it does much better overseas than it does over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Japan get all the good fucking shit.
Yeah, they do.
Here's one you all probably heard of. I tried this. Resident Evil Gaiden.
Oh my God, yes.
oh, I never played it.
Never played that.
That part of it, I've never seen gameplay of it.
I have
really?
it. I have the ROM for it. It's a Game Boy Color version of Resident Evil. And my God,
that's why.
It's bad.
That one and the Resident Evil 1 they had come out for the DS.
I have that one, Deadly Silence.
Worst ever Resident Evil games I've ever played.
I remember you bought the DS from GameStop one time. You bought.
I still got it.
Silence.
Yeah,
you still got it?
I still got it. Yeah.
Because I remember you playing it one time, and like, I couldn't wrap my head around how you play with with a D-pad and just the 4 buttons.
Well, they made it possible, and then of course there was the option for one of the extra gameplay modes where, if you're using a knife, you would drag the little stylus across the screen to use the knife.
That didn't even work half the fucking time.
Yeah, I'm like, the only real time.
Knife, you god damn it! But it's not even moving.
Yeah, the only real time you use a knife in the game. Yeah, the only real time you use it in the game is when you go.
The spider webs, right?
Yeah, the spider webs, and that's when you get into the first tunnel. That's the only time you really use it. Like, who's going around fucking using a knife on a zombie or a hunter? I'm like, yeah, try doing that shit.
Try to throw liquor too.
But yeah, this one, Gaiden came out in North America June 3rd, 2002. Yeah, it looks like they did give us some mediocre grades. 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, IGN. It received generally unfavorable reviews from critics. IGN's Craig Harris criticized the game's unpractical save system for the handheld game, and was unsatisfied with the puzzles being reduced to collecting keys and items. And there's some other mumble jumble in there. I'm not going to even get into that stuff, but there was that. Dead Aim. I did stream that last year. Oh my god.
Streaming that too.
Oh my god. What ended that stream was I had one of the Game Shark codes on there for one of the guns. And when I used the gun, it was like blinding me. And I had to do something else to get out of that. And then I came up to the first mini boss.
What it was, I didn't watch you stream that. I came over here, you showed me that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because
I think I remember that too.
yeah, you were in the stream.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because the mini boss was coming up, and I'm like, yeah, eat this, asshole. I shot it, and the whole screen went white, and the game froze. I was like, oh, this ends the stream.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I ain't Game Sharking that motherfucker anymore. And then, of course,
What a monster.
Yeah, it was. Then, of course, like you mentioned earlier, we got the Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles, which did come out on the Wii back in 2009. Well, actually, Umbrella came out in 2007. Dark Side came out in 2009. Those were the light railgun games.
Yeah,
Those are the ones where you used the Wiimote to shoot on the screen. I could never beat those motherfuckers.
they're tough.
Yep.
I was able to
Yep.
beat them. They're tough. It's like there's some things you end up missing or end up getting if you play through a certain level again and again till you get it.
I actually got both of them on PS3, and it's horrible with the controller. Like it's a light gun game meant for like a console like the Wii because you had the motion sensor and you could aim a little better. But with the PS3 version, it's like it was difficult. It was very difficult trying to get the cursor over the enemies and shooting them and collecting certain items. And they're decent games, but for me, I just couldn't get into it.
Right.
It's like only to play is you have that wand controller.
Yeah, PS3 had those dildo looking fucking controllers.
That's where his mind goes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
PlayStation moves.
the one that Shadow here used on his spare time.
Wolf uses it more than I do. He needs it for his doggy style projects.
That was PlayStation's attempt to mimic the Wii, and they failed.
Yep, that's what it was. Then, of course, they brought it back for the VR, and I'm pretty sure it's doing much better with the VR than
Oh,
it was
I'm
on
sure
the
it
PS3.
does
No.
too. No?
I hear it's pretty good in VR.
Yeah, because I've yet to use it. I gotta ask Josh. I'm gonna see if Josh would bring his over one time. We could try it out.
Coworker says it's pretty good. I mean, it's fluid and it works pretty well.
Yeah. Here's one I never did get to play. Because at the time I ended up selling my DS. Was the Mercenaries that came out on the DS?
Ooh.
Resident Evil: The Mercenaries.
No.
That was supposed to be a Mercenaries only mode, and that's basically what it was. It was like the extreme battle mode for the DS. You get to play as any of the mercenaries on there.
The Mercenaries 3D. Okay, I never got that.
Yeah, I should have got that. I never got the chance to do that.
I love the Mercenaries mode. If I had a DS, I would have picked that up quickly.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody still got it out there.
Okay, it looks like I guess the gameplay is like Resident Evil 4 Level 5, same camera system. You play 8 playable characters are Chris, Jill, Rebecca. You got unlocked by completing mission 2, 3 with a B rank or higher. They got Claire, mission 1, 3 with a B rank or higher. They got Hunk, Barry, unlocked by doing mission 4, 5 with a B or higher. Everybody's got to be unlocked with a B or higher.
Yep.
Barry, Jack Krauser, and Wesker.
Wasn't that the
costumes
same
for,
concept as the mercenary mode that they introduced in
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, the
Fire.
mercenaries.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's mercenary mode.
Okay.
It's basically a standalone game with a mercenary mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would have loved that for PS3.
Yep. And then of course you got the Revelations 1 and 2. We did talk about those. Revelations 2.
I never really understood the story behind that. I mean, what was?
I gotta go
like
back
that.
and replay it. Like the second one.
That's the only one I didn't like.
The Revelation. I like the Revelations games. Well, the first one I played. The first.
I
one.
liked the first one. The second one I didn't like very much.
Yeah, the second one I gotta go back and replay that because I'm thinking there's like an ending I didn't get from playing it. Because Joe and I we played all the episodes. What I didn't like about it, I mean, it was interesting that they added the episodic feature to it, but the second one.
The story didn't make much sense to me.
It was that plus each episode released each month. So it's like we would complete one episode and we had to wait till the next month to play the next episode. And then of course he had the multiplayer mode on there, which was like I think it was like Raid or whatever, Mercenaries, where you get to do
that was fun. I did like Raid mode.
Yeah. And you get to unlock all these weapons and cosmetics and stuff. And that was fun to do.
I did like that.
But the story...
The story was just terrible.
It was bouncing back and forth between Barry and whoever he was helping.
You were Claire Redfield?
It was Claire and Barry.
Claire and Barry.
Actually, there was... oh, what the hell was it? I just now remember. There's a pun that Barry says in, I think, the first episode that you play with him. And it's not the Jill Sandwich one. I forgot what the hell it was called, but we laughed so hard at it. It's where he opened the fucking gate for the first... He opened one of the first gates. Or
it's about the lockpick. Who's the master of unlocking now?
That's what it was! Because in the first game, he called Jill the master of unlocking. And in that episode, he unlocks the gate with the I think he rammed a big log into it and opened it up. Yeah. And he was like, "Who's the master of unlocking now?" I was
love you, Barry.
We love you, Barry. And we talked about Operation Raccoon City. Operation Raccoon City. That was a interesting one. That was like a different take on Resident Evil 2 and 3.
I like that one.
Yeah, it was.
I never got to play the multiplayer where you got to play as Tyre. Oh no, you got to play as Nemesis.
Background of 2 and 3.
Yeah, because you get to play as you do get to play as Leon. I think you do get to play as Claire. I think at one point, I think you play as the soldiers too. I can't remember.
No, in Operation Raccoon City, yeah, you do. No, Operation Raccoon City, I'm pretty sure most of the time you do play as the soldiers. I think there's like one part.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was a special umbrella unit that was sent.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And in their multiplayer, you get to play as Nemesis.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I know. In there, like when you come up against, let's say Leon and Claire, you got a choice to fight alongside them or fight against them. And the first time I fought against them, I died. I was like, "Yeah, fuck this! I'm gonna fight alongside them."
Yeah, you work for Umbrella, but yet there was another company trying to go after the virus.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
yeah, because I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a lockpick.
Okay.
Take it with you.
And of course, we talked a little bit about. Well, there's really nothing to say about Umbrella Chronicles. I wouldn't necessarily call that a Resident Evil entry, but you know, you're playing as the Umbrella core team, you know, and you do have the.
But you said it was more like Metal Gear Survive.
Well, it's not like that, but it has different missions on there where you're going through fighting waves of enemies, and it has that sense. Yeah, I actually got that on PS4 too. I do have a copy of that. There's some mobile games that they did come out with that I don't think work very well. I can't get into them right now. It's like you got Resident Evil: The Missions that came out in 2003.
Is that like a mobile phone game or something?
Yeah, North American release April 19th, 2006. I never did play that. I heard about it, but that was like on those earlier phones, like the ones we couldn't afford back then. Because we had the flip phones.
Oh, wait! I think it was on the that N-Gage by.
N-Gage.
Yeah. Because that was considered as mobile games.
It may have been the N-Gage. Yeah. That short-lived.
We won't talk about that.
Then there's
nobody talks about that.
Then there's Resident Evil Mercenaries Versus that came out on iOS back in 2011. So that does it for the mobiles, the spin-offs. We did that. Now we can. Okay, we already talked about the Resident Evil remake.
What about 6?
It's like the N-Gage was Nokia's failed attempt to make a telephone handheld game system.
Yeah, I forgot who fucking did that one.
The first one that had God of War side-scroller.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah. Cinemassacre and your video game.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're promoting other channels. Oh, well. How did you... let's see, Wolf, what did you think about RE5?
racist. I'm just.
That's what everybody thought when that one came out.
God.
Because they say, yeah, it takes place in Africa, and you're shooting a lot of black people in Africa and all. And
You want to kill
Where you got the
zebra.
one white guy running around town shooting all the black people. It's like,
yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
racist about this game. I remember there was that one point where they were talking about it, and they said like the one big enemy of the game was the sun. Like you couldn't stand out in the sun for so long. I was like, how is this going to work out? Like, cause you got to go out in the sun eventually, don't you? But they changed that around, and of course the what the hell is the name of the virus in there? Los Plagas was in 4.
No, it was the Ouroboros.
Ouroboros,
of
yeah.
course,
And of course, it saw the return of Wesker. You know, Wesker.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was like Chris.
The Chris!
Damn.
You know, that reminds me right now.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, I got a video. I got it here. I got it saved.
He's
I
got
gotta
it
bring
firsthand. I remember when I first got that game on 360. Joe and we played the hell out of it from
I
beginning to
played
end.
the hell out of it, right?
Oh my god, I
And
love.
I
Oh
would
my
randomly
god, I
join
love
in,
that.
like random players.
Yeah,
They would just constantly giving me these eggs.
I did that too on PS3.
I'm going, why are you giving me eggs? Because we'll sell them.
Mm-hmm.
A shitload of money out of this stuff. I'm going, hell yeah, upgrade everything. I get every damn weapon that's in there. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what I did on PS3 because I got most of the achievements on PS3 because of that, and one of them was like upgrade all your weapons and shit. So I was playing online just for the fuck of it, and some guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, I want to do this duplication trick with you." Okay, so it only took us like an hour and a half. We were trading rotten eggs back and forth, and they kept doubling and doubling and doubling until we got enough. And then he logged off for the day, and I was like, "Let me go ahead and sell these." So I sold them. And it gave me like 35 million in credit. So I was like, okay, upgrade every fucking thing. Got the achievement for it. I'm like, and I still had like 20-some million left.
It's the weapon that I loved in that game was the Hydra.
Oh
Shotgun.
my god.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the
Bring
Hydra
barrel
was good.
shotgun. It's like, yeah.
I gotta get the game again. I gotta get it.
Oh,
So I have that. Yeah, I actually bought that for the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it on PS.
My god, we played the hell out of it.
There you go. Yeah, because I also got it on PS4 too. I got digital on PS4. You got it digital on Xbox.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember you doing that duplication trick too with that guy. I remember that.
Yep.
Well, wasn't that the introduction to a new umbrella cell organization that they had?
BSAA.
Tricell?
Well, there's Tricell. BSAA. Chris
BSAA was
Yeah,
Chris
the BS
affiliated. Was
that was the anti-bioterrorism group, was the BSAA. But I was talking about the BSAA kind of worked for Umbrella because they felt guilty, and they said, well, we need to do something about this and clean this up. But there was another company that was like Umbrella, which is
Tricell.
Tricell.
Yeah.
But weren't they revealed as somebody else later on, or was it just Tricell?
It has something to do with Wesker. I know that.
Okay.
You did
Wesker, God, he was supposed to be dead
Yeah, I know.
multiple
Yeah.
times, but it was just if you paid attention throughout the games, especially Code Veronica X, that's what revealed a lot of it. That he was.
Yeah, because he's supposed to die in the Antarctic, and no.
Yeah, he had the T-virus.
Yeah.
He had the Hunter's abilities in him.
Oh right.
God damn.
The hell?
That sounds like me later on the shitter.
You hear me screaming? Don't come running. It's okay. It's just a little bit of blood.
That's that
Yeah, the
garlic
last
pizza.
time I heard Revelation 2 was 2 years ago. Damn.
Yep. Yeah, it came out around then.
Goddamn Wesker looking like Billy Idol and shit.
That's right, the Billy. Yeah, we were fighting Billy Idol on the plane and shit. And then, of course, it introduced how strong Chris really was when he punched that boulder into the fucking lava.
Yeah, right?
Chris looking like
I
Dane
got
Cook.
this.
That's right, he did look like Dane Cook on steroids.
Yeah.
How do I move this rock? Oh, just punch it. Like, yeah, first punch from me on that rock, I would have broke my hand.
Oh, fuck.
What'd you think about
That's
5?
my jacking hand. No.
I liked 5. 5 was... I liked 5 more than 4.
Yeah.
But I liked the co-op part to it.
That was the best part about it. Yeah.
It's like the human player could play better than the computer player could.
Oh my god.
I never played with the computer players. I always had a co-op partner.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Oh, yeah, Eric bought me Resident Evil 5 not too long ago. I still gotta play that.
The DLC was good too.
Yes, it was.
Especially the one where you're Jill and
DLCs, and I played them with you.
Yep.
yeah, when you're Chris and Jill and you're going through the mansion.
Because there's Lost in Shadows. Then there's one with I think Sheva and Jill, or Jill. No, it was Jill and it was Jill and some other guy. I forgot what that one was. It was like an aquarium.
Josh.
Yeah,
Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Josh.
Yeah.
The other BSAA agent.
Oh no, you weren't Jill. You were you were Jill in that one too because
Jill
he's
and,
Jill
and Josh, which was the other BSAA agent.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
this is after Jill woke up from being mind controlled.
Yep.
Right.
And she had to escape the facility.
Now
that one's hard. I couldn't beat that on hard mode. That was the only one.
When I saw the trailer, the first trailer for 5, and when they did the reveal, when they were pulling back the veil from her, and I'm like, who is it?
Right.
Who is it? I'm like, I couldn't remember much of Jill, and I was like, she's blonde. Is it Sherry? Because at this point in the story, Sherry's a little bit older, but
this
she
is quite a few years later.
Yeah, but she comes back in 6, which is pretty cool. The one thing I had to say about 5 with the AI shadow, I forgot what stage it was. I had the rocket launcher. I forgot who I was.
Oh wait, I remember now. It's where you're trapped inside the one of the huts.
Yeah,
you had to blow up almost everybody coming at you from outside. If she ever got in the way, you blew her up.
Yeah, as soon as I pulled the trigger, she walked right in front of me, and I died.
Oh, you shooting a rocket? Let me stand there.
I was like, you dumb fucking cunt.
Well, AI is 10-10 in this game.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you just literally walked in front of me. I'm like, you dumb bitch. So
have you guys tried out the fighting mode that's on there? Because I think they had like a fighting mode DLC too.
I think they did. Yeah, they did.
I never got to try it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had a mercenaries mode, which I loved and played all the time. But they also had like a versus fighting mode as well. I never got to try it out.
Something went up Butter's ass.
What the?
No, I think that's what Wolf was in the process of doing when he accidentally called the group.
look at that shit. That thing was going to town on Butters.
I love how me and him automatically assume it's Wolf's doing.
Isn't that the priest of Butters in that one episode?
Oh, I was watching that one earlier. This one is oh god, what the hell is this one? This is The Death of Eric Cartman.
Oh yeah.
Or he thinks he's dead.
Cartman inside of him and
yeah.
What the hell's up?
So they're sticking this big mechanical thing up Butters' ass. It had this big old red end on it that's like 3 times the size of his asshole, and it's just like fucking jiggling up in there. Things have took a quick turn from Resident Evil to Butters' ass. So yeah, 5 was pretty good. It introduced co-op, which is what I liked, and it took a big turn for the series. It went from survival horror to horror action.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of people like 5, and that's what Capcom assumed. That's what people wanted, was to be a little bit more like 5. So when 6 came out,
they made it even more over the top.
Yep, and it was more action horror based, and people were like,
"Well, 6 was a little bit more. Actually, it was very different.
It was
the multiple scenarios that you can play right off the bat. You can play as either Wesker's kid.
You had Wesker's kid. He was with Sherry.
It what's his name? Jake or something?
Yeah, Jake and Sherry. Then there was Chris and what the hell was his name?
That was a
Like,
girl. No. It was.
It was a guy.
AA partner.
I forgot what his name was. And then there was a third scenario, which was
Leon and
yeah, Leon, yeah, because you start out with Leon. Well, I think you could start out. Well, I can't remember if you could start out with either scenario or whatever. But what I liked about it was each scenario all linked together to the end, where they all meet up, and it's just how each section starts out. And I remember when I got that game, I went out to the midnight launch for that game. I got the guide, I got the game, and I brought it home. I was so excited to play it. I played like the first couple chapters of it before I went to bed.
Wasn't it when you finish all the scenarios, or a particular one you can play as Ada?
Ada, yes. Yeah. You gotta complete the first 3, then you open up Ada, and you play through with Ada. She does interact with the other scenarios too.
Well, she had a really big part in Chris Redfield's story.
Yeah.
More so than any.
It was like a romantic interest right there. She was helping him out too, and then of course Leon was trying to gun her down, and Chris was.
He knows all about her and what kind of person she is. So
yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, you're gonna die, bitch.
Mm-hmm. And I know people did not like 6 for that concept. I like it for what it is. Yeah, to me, the controls felt a tiny bit clunky at times for me. But other than that, the story it went pretty well. Each story went its own way before it came to intersecting at one point with all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Leon's section. It felt like that old school Resident Evil with the zombies and all. Then you get to Chris, where it's like, okay, you got these Ouroboros type mutants, along with the zombies, and then you got Jake.
Because he was more of the bioterrorist. Ouroboros was the thing that he was after the most.
And then of course you get to Jake and Sherry. Like, okay, yeah, I'm glad to see Sherry in there. Sherry Birkin.
Pretty enemy that one.
Everybody hates Jake.
I know.
Not Ouroboros. It was the
I forgot what it was, but that fucking boss, Uma Tank or whatever the fuck it was called.
God.
Oh, that guy that kept chasing after you through the whole game.
Yeah, what the? I can't even get a list of.
I want to touch your butthole.
Oh, he did. You fought him several times. He was like Nemesis in a way. He was pretty much the Nemesis of the whole, the whole game. I can't even find a list of the enemies, but yeah, it was like one. Usanok, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew it started with a U. Yeah, that was pretty tough. You fought him several times. Like there was even one time where you were fighting him when all the characters were together, and you were fighting him then.
Well, didn't you fight him in Chris's?
I think, yeah, you did.
Because Jake and Chris actually come across one another.
Yeah, there's one point where they all come in.
Yard.
Yeah, they all come in the shipping yard. That's where they fight them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Then of course it's the big twist where Jake turns out to be Wesker's son.
Yeah, and Chris wanted to kill him.
And I think he had in his blood he had like the cure for the antivirus or the cure for the virus or something like that. It was in his blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they were trying to protect him.
Yeah, he has something to do with the metamorphosis virus, where you see them encasing themselves in this like amber like thing, and they change. Mm-hmm. That was Jake's story, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to
I thought
remember
somebody made it with Wesker.
Yeah. Have you played that one, Wolf 6?
Yes, I have it. I actually own it.
That's right.
Far in with Leon.
Oh, okay. I got to play that again. That was a pretty fun one, man.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked the 6th one.
I like it too.
Yeah, I definitely liked it for the way the story went. Even though it was action horror based, but these stories are meant to evolve over time. Resident Evil is not just about the undead zombies. It's much more. It's evolved over the years, and then
I think they had to. Because the zombie thing was kind of getting a little stale.
Yeah, and they had to really change it up a bit. And then, of course...
It's kind of like The Walking Dead, in a way.
Yeah. Like, when you got the zombies and you got the people coming in.
Another zombie. Oh, there's another liquor. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's throw in this Las Plagas to see what happens here. And
Yep.
all it is a little tiny microscopic thing. They just put it inside you, and
Yep, pretty much.
you're part of our collective mind.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, after 6, how many more years after that was? Let's see. 6 came out back in 2012. So,
360, right?
yeah,
Or the
360 and
when it
PS3,
first came
yeah.
out.
Yep.
So, 5 years later, we got Resident Evil 7 that comes out with a brand new engine, the RE engine. Games in first person. So, Survivor was the first person Resident Evil, technically. And then, of course, they bring it back for this. And I was like, I was excited for it because it's Resident Evil. Whenever I hear Resident Evil, I get excited for it. And when I saw that it was in first person, I was like, how's this going to work? Because people didn't like it for Survivor for certain reasons. I'm like, how's this going to pan out? And, of course, I played the demo. The demo was it blew me away. You know, it had that horror element to it. It had some the demo had
What's this?
It's like it's a psychological horror.
yeah, because it had some it was like psychological events to it. Like you would see one thing in the doorway and you go up and look for it and it's gone. And
It's like how some points in the demo you'll see these flash images of like a ghost girl.
I did.
Yep.
I did. That scared the shit out of me too. I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
You were supposed to use that ghost to get something.
Yep. It was in a closet.
With it.
It was in a hallway closet. Yeah.
It was basically what it'll spawn it'll be like infected Mia wearing like a white guy, kind of like the what the fuck you call it?
Wedding gown.
It kind of like a white dress, but wasn't a wedding gown, but
nightgown. It was a nightgown.
Yeah, nightgown, but it's similar to the Rain Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you see a flash image, she'll appear for a second, she's just gone.
That's like that bitch in the PT demo where she fucking pops up left and right.
Oh, yeah. I never got to play that, sadly.
Oh, that was fun.
I like that. They should have continued production with that, so I could see a full game. Even I would have wanted to play it.
Yeah, even though they canceled it, but still, we got Resident Evil. Resident Evil had that same sense that Silent Hills would have had, the first person, the creepiness and all. And when I got the game and I played the game, and of course I did die a few times. I started out on easy, then I beat it, and then I beat it again. I beat it on all 4 difficulties, and then some.
Okay.
I enjoyed the main game. I'm like, the story's really good. It's definitely different. It's definitely got some jump scares to it. It's terrifying. There's not a whole lot of action. This is actual survival. Like, you gotta really find...
You gotta survive.
You have to consume your ammo as much as you can, especially for some of the... Yeah, conserve it, yeah.
Have you played the Not a Hero DLC yet? I can't get past it.
I actually beat it, yeah.
I'm playing it on PC. I love that DLC.
Yeah, Not a Hero.
I like it too. I'm stuck right now.
Yeah, because when I played on normal, I got up to the end, the last boss, and I couldn't beat it on normal. I could beat it on easy, but I couldn't beat it on normal. Then there's the other one where you get to play as Jack's brother.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
Joe Baker.
That was hilarious. He going around fucking punching shit. That punch, he had to be on some steroids to fucking punch that hard. That motherfucker's on something.
Is that the Zoe story or whatever?
Yeah, Zoe. I think I did complete the Zoe.
I have to get that one.
Yeah, I got all the DLC.
The other ones. I'm not worried about the other DLCs. I just want the Zoe one.
Yeah,
got too far into it.
Yeah, I forgot how Zoe went, but yeah, I've beat the side story ones. The other DLCs that they got, the one with the Happy Birthday Jack or whatever it was.
It's like kind of stupid at it.
It is. It's like stupid fun, and it's like you gotta work to get the best score to open up the next stage. Then there's the other one when you're playing the fucking game where you're against this other person and you gotta do certain things to survive.
Kind of like Blackjack, ain't it?
Yeah. So this game, with the story is really good. It had a good amount of DLC for it, so there's some definitely good playability to RE7. And now we got, this year they announced Resident Evil 2, and that's definitely coming out this January, which is what we're going to be getting.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait.
Get that on PC.
It's gonna be good.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Devin, damn right.
Because actually earlier today I watched the 40-minute gameplay of the Claire Redfield story.
Yeah, I remember watching it.
Yeah, they definitely changed the atmosphere of it. I mean, of course, you still got the Birkin Tyrant, you still got Sherry Birkin. I mean, you still got the main characters. It's just placement and section of the game have changed a lot.
Yeah.
And puzzles that you once knew, you can forget those.
That's a good thing. They're changing up. They're freshening up. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty much how they did, like, when they remade the first one. You know, they're adding new puzzles. They're changing up the scenery.
Well, the funny thing is that with the Resident Evil 2 remake, what sparked them to actually remake it is because of fans.
Mm-hmm.
Were doing an absolute remake of it.
Yeah.
And Capcom put a
like it's like a disclaimer or something. Yeah.
Well, I heard they were looking to do more remakes, so the third one's a possibility.
That's what
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, let's give me the third one.
Now, I'm still trying to find that 40-minute gameplay footage. Was it'll have to be by the official Resident Evil YouTube channel, I'm thinking.
No, it's go to Game Select Trailer. Type that in on YouTube.
Game Select Trailer.
Okay.
And it should be the Resident Evil 2 remake. 30-minute Claire story.
Okay, there it is.
Yep, it was released 2 days ago.
Okay.
So aside from all these games, like, I'm gonna try to compile a top 5 from most favorite to. Even though there's, like I said, there's 26 games, but that's all, like, including the spin-offs and all that. I want to say, like, number 1 for me is definitely got to be Resident Evil 2. I've played that the most. I've beat it the most. I've enjoyed it.
So I got Tofu and Hunk out of that.
Yep. Then I got to say RE7, RE5, 3. And for my number 5, I would... Oh, God, going through the list. I would probably have to say... Well, I definitely got to say Code Veronica. So I would say Code... I would put Code Veronica at number 3. I would swap out number 3. I put Code Veronica at number 3 because that was the first one for me to be longer than the first 3 games. It was on 2 discs, and it came out on Dreamcast. Dreamcast, the graphics were so revolutionary at the time. It made the game look so beautiful.
It was just called Code Veronica.
Yeah.
When they re-released it, they had to put the X on it because it had additional things in it.
Yeah, Wesker. They had the Wesker Files, which was like a short movie or something like that, where you got a little bit more backstory to Wesker. What I liked about Code Veronica being at number 3, the camera angles were a little bit more better. The tank controls were a little bit more easier and fluent.
The suspense.
It was very suspenseful. The music, the soundtrack was probably the best since RE2.
One thing I definitely liked about Code Veronica was the story of the creators.
Yep.
Of the D-Virus. And of course, Birkin in Resident Evil 2 was the creator of the D-Virus, which was in that one. But these were like gave the whole history of the Umbrella.
Yeah.
It kind of gave you like, what were these people really into?
And I will even point this out because I've noticed this a while back. Code Veronica is the only Resident Evil in the series to not have a difficulty selection.
It was just one set difficulty you play it like that.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because if you look through all the RE games, you got easy, normal, hard, professional. Code Veronica just says push start, and you're going right into the game.
Yep. It was just that's the difficulty that you played.
So basically, you got a Dark Souls difficulty in a Resident Evil game, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, it really wasn't that hard.
It wasn't, no, but, well, there were some points in there where that was tricky.
With that, especially with boss battles. They were extremely difficult. But, I mean, outside of that, well, unless you come across, like, the same creature. You have that Veronica with the same creature where you had to ring the bell and get his attention.
I think so, yeah.
Because I know that was in 4.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was in Veronica, though.
I forgot where at, but yeah, I gotta go back and play that one to see.
Last time I played it is when I bought it for the PS2.
Yeah, I got downloaded again.
Yup, there you go. So, Bane's top 5, if you could think.
Oh, God.
Yeah, hang on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and quick. Woo! Sorry about that, guys. Had a brief interruption there. Okay, so we've Bane.
I would
top
say
5.
Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
Resident Evil 5 and 4.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Veronica X. Final would be, we'll say the first one. The director's cut.
There you go.
I did enjoy those. But the given Resident Evil 2 would be my top 1.
Yeah.
No doubt. Like what Arrow said, it's my most played game, my most knowledgeable of items in that game.
Yeah.
It's just like I know where everything is. I don't even have to have the book anymore. I played it so damn much.
Yeah.
But you have to have the combinations to do certain things. I don't even have to look at the file. I just know it. Just keep on going.
Yeah, because I even had, like, even though there was, like, I always had a set path on how to go throughout the game. Even though there was already a set path. But the same path I always take. Even if it's going through, like, certain rooms again.
Right.
I do the same thing over and over again. And it
just sticks.
Oh, Resident Evil 2.
It sticks with you. You, like, go that same route every gameplay. It's like, you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Change it up. It's like, you just, like, what do I do now?
Yep.
When you go to the STARS office on the 2nd floor, you go to one of the desks and...
Wesker's desk.
Yeah.
You tap X 50 times.
Yeah, and you get a special Rebecca Chambers photo.
Well, you get the roll, then you got to take it down to the photo development room.
Like film C, wasn't it?
It was a film roll. You take it down to the development room, and it's a picture of Rebecca.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. I forgot all about that.
Now, hanging up on the wall behind Wesker's desk is a picture of the Alpha team with everybody on there: Wesker, Barry, Jill, Chris, Forrest, all of them. And that was a pretty little nice.
The photos on Resident Evil 2.
I like that Easter egg. I remember that.
Yep.
With bread and the helicopter behind him.
Yep. Yeah,
Brad
chicken
Vickers.
heart bread.
Brad Vickers.
What's your top 5, Wolf?
Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil. Does it have to be ones I completed or the ones I like?
Just your top 5. Just your top 5.
Alright, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Survivor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you kind of cut it there.
Probably that. But yeah, I didn't really play too many of Resident Evil games. I only play like the main ones that went.
Damn, you kept cutting out. What the hell's going on with Discord?
Alright.
Oop, don't want that. There we go.
Stripper music.
What?
Shadow's turn. I know you play quite a few of them.
That's the hard one. Well, I have never played the third one, so I can't put that in there. I've played a little bit of the second one. Let's see. Outbreak 2 will be my first favorite, of course.
Yeah.
Outbreak 1 will be my second favorite. Third will probably be 2, since I only played a little bit of it. I'm sure that'll change when I get the remake.
Yep.
5 is definitely on there because I've really enjoyed the co-op. And probably 7.
There you go.
Yeah, the Outbreak. And,
Although Code Veronica will definitely be in there too somewhere, so probably be a tie between 7 and that one.
I forgot Code Veronica too. Oh my god.
I did too. I was like, oh crap.
And that was a really good one when it came out for its time, whether it was on Dreamcast or PS2.
Yes, it was.
And of course, Joe's top 5, because Joe played pretty much all of that I played.
Yeah. Oh my, that's a tough choice. Oh shit.
He had
That's a thought of mine early.
he probably had to come back later on in the show like, oh yeah, my top 5 is.
Because I would have to say I put 0 at 5.
Okay.
I like the game, but that item mechanic threw me off. I had to backtrack every time to grab all my items to bring them to a later part of the game so I can have access to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 4 is going to be Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna, and I'm going to put RE7 at 3.
Yep.
Then I would say RE5 at number 2. Oh my god, that RE5, all that replay value in that game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then you gotta struggle to find another number 1.
I would have put the Resident Evil remake in there. I like that a little more than 0.
Yeah.
Well, that's entirely understandable.
Yep.
So I'll swap 0 out for that.
Okay, so everybody's got their top 5s.
Actually, I'll take out 0 and put Resident Evil remake at 5. I like 0, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, there's just some mechanics in there that it was interesting at the time, but it's what the hell you call it? It's gotten old over time, you know.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the proper word for it, but it's
Oh.
like
Its gameplay doesn't hold up as much.
yeah.
No. But my top favorite has to be Resident Evil 2.
Seems to be the
The most popular, yeah.
most popular.
Yeah.
And of course, being 20 years later, you know.
Yeah. I played it on the PC. I played it on the PlayStation 2, N64.
Played it in the bedroom, played it in the bathroom, played it in the tub, played it on the kitchen
Always the
table,
bathroom.
played it in the basement.
Right.
Wow.
Basement dwellers.
I remember, there was one time I was up at my buddy Matt's house, Matt's apartment, one day. I was sitting there playing Resident Evil 2 on his N64. Try to play straight through without saving.
Oh Christ!
Oh wow.
So I did one fuck up. I got into the lab where I crawled through the vent. I just got the flamethrower. I crawled through the vent. And I tried to burn
The liquors
yeah.
and died.
And I tried to switch to the shotgun. I put the rocket launcher on the why I put that away. So,
That, of course, is instant death.
and I just fucking died. I was like, fuck!
I'd be pissed too.
Let's see. We are a little over 2 hours in. We've all discussed the whole breakdown of the games. Like we weren't going to get like too in depth with the games, because we still got some time. We could talk about quite a few other things here, and I got with Bane. He enjoys reading a good book. He reads novels. He reads a lot of Star Wars story. He reads pretty much everything, and he's read a couple of the novels.
Yeah, I read the first couple ones. I didn't realize that there were 7 of them out. 7 of them?
Yep, 7 novels. Plus there was 5 novelizations for the movies.
Right.
We won't cover those, but whatever you learned about through the novels.
Well, they follow the game almost to the T. I mean, instead of like visualizing, how you're playing the game, you're actually getting a better visualization and a quicker pace on how everything is going. Even the puzzles in there were in the book, but it was simplified to be a better narrative for the story instead of all drug out. But like the first one I read was Zero.
Okay.
And it gave me a better understanding of the guy controlling the leeches and stuff like that. And I'm going, oh yeah, this is freaking awesome. Wow. Then I've beaten the game before and I was just reading the book. I'm good. Then it goes straight into like the first game, but they gave it more of a backstory for what happened to Bravo team. Bravo team going in first. Hear what they're going through, just ever so slightly, so you get an idea of what they were going in for.
Yeah. Then
all of a sudden, you know, Alpha team's going in to take care of the situation. That one was in.
Oh.
Then of course the second one definitely followed. Second one really to the T, but Mr. X was thrown in quite often.
Oh wow.
More often than he appeared in the video game.
Damn.
Which was entertaining. But that's where I left off at, because there was another book that was after that which had something to do with the codes.
Okay.
Which I know nothing about. I didn't read after book 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up and see. Oh shit! I'm knocking into the microphone. Stop vibrating, damn it. Let's see. There's the movies. All right, the books are The Umbrella Conspiracy, Caliban Cove, City of the Dead, Underworld, Nemesis, Code Veronica, and 0 Hour. That was the order that they came out in. Okay, Umbrella Conspiracy, novelization for the first. The original.
Because I read Resident Evil 0 Hour, which I put at first because obviously I knew that was the prequel to the original story. That's why I watched that. Then the Umbrella Conspiracy and the City of the Dead. I never read the Code one. That's where that was my next one to read, but I never read that one.
Yeah, the original story set after the events of the first novel. City of the Dead was a novelization for RE2. Underworld was the original story after the events of the third novel. And of course, Nemesis, Code Veronica, and 0 Hour followed the games. And it seems like the novels came out at the same time that the games did, too.
Around and about, yeah.
Yeah. But you figure that's the same order that the games came out in. Because 0 Hour did come out after Code Veronica.
Yeah.
So we got those. Of course, the novelizations followed the movies as well. You know, Genesis, novelization of the... What the fuck?
Hell?
You okay there? That sounds like Wolf.
It says...
Yeah.
Okay.
Wolf.
It sounded like somebody was drowning in the background.
That wasn't me.
It's that doggy style at work again.
And here's some other novels. Come out in 97, Resident Evil the Book. This was released in Japan as Biohazard Beginning. Part of the book, the true story of Biohazard, which was given away as a pre-order bonus with the Sega Saturn version of the first game. Just remember, Resident Evil came out on Sega Saturn the same time it came out on PS1. And of course, the stories...
That was the time for the Saturn and the PlayStation 1 were the rivals.
They were competing, yeah. The story serves as a prelude to the events of the original Resident Evil video game, in which Chris investigates the disappearance of his missing friend, Billy Rabbitson. Isn't that the guy in Zero? Billy Rabbitson, or is that somebody else?
That's Billy Cohen.
Oh, that's Billy Cohen.
Yeah.
I don't know who Billy Rabbitson is. He was never to be seen again. There was 2 more novels that were released in Japan only. Biohazard to the Liberty and Biohazard Rose Blank. There was also some comics and manga that came out around that time, too. There was the official comic magazine, followed by Code Veronica in 2002, Fire and Ice in 2008. Then you had Resident Evil, which ran from 2009 to 2011. Resident Evil, The Marhawa Desire, and then Biohazard Heavenly Island. So those last two are mangas.
Well, I had one of those books.
Okay.
Because it wasn't just a magazine; there was multiple books.
Yeah.
I had one of them where it showed Wesker was the puppeteer of the whole disappearance of Bravo team.
Oh yeah.
And it was talking to the scientist and said, "Well, I should go up to the mansion and make my presence."
Yeah.
And it's like, you asshole.
I gotta find those too.
I remember that.
Yeah. Then of course, we'll close it off with talking about the movies real quick and our thoughts about the film series, of course, which started out in 2002, directed by Paul W. Anderson, who was famous for Mortal Kombat and a few other films around that time, which were pretty fun. Actually, Event Horizon too.
Yeah.
He did. That was a really good horror movie there.
Do you know who did the music score for the first Resident Evil movie?
I can't remember.
Marilyn Manson.
That's right.
Because he wanted to make a sound that was very unique, so what he did, he took a standard guitar, like metal riff, and sped it up like 4 times in the original speed. Just to give that good sound.
I had the soundtrack too. Fuck.
Yeah,
yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, he did the score for the movie. Not the soundtrack, just the score for the movie. The background music.
Nice.
Hey Wolf, have you?
I did actually enjoy the first movie.
Yeah, I think the first movie was really enjoyable.
Remember going to theater and see that for free.
Yep.
Had a friend working at the theater at Mario Station Mall.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just buy something from the concession stand. Sorry. All the candy. I said, all right, gonna see a free movie.
Damn. There you go.
Nice.
I remember being in science class that year, and a buddy of mine was sitting next to me, and he would talk about. He was like, "I'm going to go see Resident Evil this weekend," and I'm like, "Oh man, I really want to myself. I don't have no money. I have nowhere to go." And when he came back to school that Monday, he was like, "Oh man, I loved it. It was awesome. It was just like the video game." I was like, "Oh, that's all I need to hear." And I think it was that year or the following year it came out on VHS and DVD. I got the VHS version, and I enjoyed it. When it came up to the end, I was like, wow. And I was expecting more out of it, but then I'm like, they'll probably make another one. I'm like, because I was wanting more out of it. Because I was so big into Resident Evil at the time.
Right.
I think that was the thing at that time. It was just Resident Evil this and Resident Evil that.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted it.
And the movie had everything. It had elements from the first 2 games. You had the zombies, you had the dogs, the liquor, which was from the second game. Tyrant didn't really appear until the 3rd movie. As a sort of I forgot what type of tyrant it was, but I do remember seeing that one.
I know Nemesis wasn't one of them. Or he was in the second one.
He was in the second one. Yeah. At the end of the first one, they took one of the survivors.
The one that she was with. Because she remembers him.
And
I've seen every movie, so I know. I love the series.
And of course,
movie, but the last 2.
I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, the last 2, oh god. But yeah, at the end of the first one, the guy for Umbrella, he's like, I want him in the Nemesis program. I was like, oh yes.
And they did Nemesis pretty well.
They did to the T.
Like the whole stars thing. It's like, okay.
And just the way he pops in, because he pops in at random too, and he's always got that rocket launcher. That's like in the game, he either had the rocket launcher, he had the tentacles. He always had something. Every time you came across him, he had something. He either had the rocket launcher, or he had his bare hands, and at one point he had tentacles, and he just continuously evolved in the game, which is something I wanted to expect in the second movie, but I did enjoy that one for what it was. Like the first one, I enjoyed it for its nostalgia value. For at the time, I was like, that was the one thing I wanted to see was that movie. And of course, with the VHS and the DVD cover art, I love that so much. I had that as my phone wallpaper for a while. Just Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez standing there. The red background. That was
all badassery and all that.
hot.
Oh, you know it. And she was nude in like 3 or 4 of those films too. It was like, even though it was kind of brief, but yeah, she was nude in most of those films.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, a lot of films she played in. For example, Fifth Element.
Yep, she was briefly nude in that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another good
Oh,
movie.
that was just an
Lilo.
amount of movie.
Yep. And then of course, she's actually married to director Paul Anderson, so that's another piece of trivia for you.
They have a kid together too.
Yep. But yeah, the first one, I liked it. It brought a combination of everything from the first and the second game together. You went from the mansion to the underground lair to the train scene where you're fighting the liquor. Everything about that. Then, of course, it leads into the second one, Apocalypse, which included Nemesis. And they did a damn good job with Nemesis. And of course, you know, they even brought in they pretty much brought in the whole story of Resident Evil 3. You got the cleanup crew coming in there, you know, trying to take care of everything. You got the scene from the third game where, you know, the dead walk in the city and they're killing everybody off, the police and everything, which is pretty cool.
And Scott Farkus as Nikolai.
Yeah, who can forget that? Scott Farkus is in the movie too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Saw Zach Ward. That looks familiar. Motherfucker.
Yeah, did you know that, Wolf?
What?
You've seen the movie A Christmas Story, right?
The what?
You ever seen the movie A Christmas Story?
Oh, yes. Yes, seen it many times.
You remember the bully in that movie, Scott Farkus, the redhead kid?
Yes.
Well, he's in Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Oh.
He played in that movie Postal also.
Yup.
As Nikolai.
Oh, what was his name? Yeah, Zach Ward. Yeah, he was. His first role was Scott Farkus in A Christmas Story. He was in so many. He was in Freddy vs. Jason. Almost Famous. I didn't see that. He was in Postal. He was in Transformers the movie, Blood Rain 2, Alone in the Dark 2, Devil's Tomb. He hasn't acted since 2016, but yeah, he was in Resident Evil Apocalypse. That one was a little bit better entry for a lot of people with what they added to it. Plus, the soundtrack was fucking bombing too for that movie. The hard rock and metal soundtrack they had on there. I mean, you're talking a perfect circle. Slipknot.
I didn't like it though.
I think Rammstein had a song on there too. I can't remember. Is there a thing on here for the soundtrack? I wonder. There has to be.
Oh, yeah, the discography of the Resident Evil film series.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh, and it also was the first movie in the series to introduce a character from the game, Jill Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
And they did her pretty well. Now, like in the first game, she was kind of terrified. Its third game, she was still terrified, but she had that badass attitude. She was trying to get out of the city and survive. But I like how they added her character into Apocalypse, and they gave her the same look that she had in Resident Evil 3.
Yep.
And then, of course, they had Nikolai, they had Carlos in there. So they added the characters from the game into the movie, which was an interesting move, because I know they wanted to try something different with the movie series, add some new characters to it, but put it in that universe. But I feel like while that's a good notch to the series, it's a decent thing that people are wanting to see their favorite characters in the movies. But to me, it's kind of a downfall, because when they add some of these characters on down the line, they get killed off, or they just don't appear in the sequels for whatever reason.
Barry.
Yep. I'll get to him.
Kmart. It's gone for a couple of them.
Yeah, Kmart. That was just a movie character. I was like, yeah, that would have been nice to have that name, Kmart.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, I still thought it was stupid how they kind of wrote out all of them in like the last movie.
Yeah, I know.
I hated that. That's the only thing I hated.
Now, 3, that introduced Claire Redfield. It had Jill in there, too. It had Carlos. That was even the one that had the Tyrant, you know, where they mutated the the bad guy into a tyrant-looking monster. I mean, he didn't look like the tyrant from the games, but that was interesting. That was the one where they introduced the cloning process.
Right.
And then, of course, you got Afterlife, which is the fourth movie where you add Wesker. You add
X-Man.
Yep. I think Chris was in that one. Yeah.
Chris was added in that one.
There's Claire was in that one too.
Yeah, Chris and Claire were both
What are you thinking about?
Chris's clitoris. I can't remember if Jill was in that one. I think Jill came back in one of them.
No, Jill came back in the one after that, I believe. No, maybe no. I think she showed up at the end of the movie.
Okay. Yeah, because at the end of 4, they blew everybody up on the damn boat. And well, they didn't blow everybody up on the boat. They showed that in 5. 5.
Yeah, she was on the boat at the end of the fourth one.
5 to me, I wanted to enjoy 5. It was a convoluted mess. For somebody like me who loves Resident Evil, whether it be the movies or the games, 5 was the most convoluted mess I saw.
Retribution?
Yeah. And you got an hour and a half to throw what you can into this movie. So you got Milla Jovovich in there. You got Wesker. You add in Leon.
Ada.
You got Leon, Ada. You got Barry. I think Claire was in there again, I believe.
Was Claire in that one?
I can't remember.
How the hell did they get Kevin Durant to play Barry Burton?
They figure we want you because you got the beard, so.
Oh, they also had the good version of Rain or whatever in there too.
Yeah, they cloned Rain. They had a good version and a bad version. That's when
they also had the other guy that Alice was in love with too. I always forget his name.
Yeah, because everybody you saw in like Resident Evil 1 and 2, they took the cloning process to the next step. So they were cloning people for their army. Well, it was, like I said, it was a convoluted mess. They were in like this big underground experimental lab in Russia. Like, you didn't know you were in Russia. You were underwater in Russia.
Right.
And you were going through these scenarios.
And then the ending. Don't get me started on the ending.
Oh my god, yeah.
They have Wesker siding with them. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. They kind of threw that together.
I know. They threw everything together. Like, okay, after 4, okay, I can accept that maybe Chris and Claire died on the boat. Okay. But Leon appears in this one with Ada, and they don't die in the end. Barry's the only one that dies out of those game
Of all the people, had to be Barry.
And of course he went...
God!
It ain't God, it's COD. Oh my god. And then of course he goes out holding his signature weapon. And the whole movie I'm waiting for him to fucking pull it out, and he pulls it at the
Equalizer.
end. Yeah. And then he's just standing there. He's standing there smoking a damn cigar. And then, of course they shoot at him. They take him out. I'm like, what a fucking way for Barry to die.
I know, that was just a waste, because Barry just don't.
And then, of course, I completely forgot how Retribution ended. I knew it left us. Well, then again, I do know now, since you brought it up. That's right, they went to Washington. And, of course, Wesker's sitting in the White House. He's like, I need your help. I'm going to give you the virus back. We need to end this, Life, the rest of human life depends on what we do next and shit like that. And then, of course, the final chapter...
They pretty much retcon the ending of the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about it. They say he betrayed them again, but it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because the final chapter, I guess they figure at that point they fucked up somewhere down the line. They were just throwing a whole bunch of stuff into the movie. The storyline was convoluted. It didn't make no sense. So I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and end the movie. We'll go ahead and end it all. Final chapter. It was a big twist at the end where you learn a little bit more about Alice.
I like the twist. I like how that whole thing happened with Wesker's death and everything. I did enjoy that part. So that was the best part of the whole movie for me.
Yep, that was pretty much the I would say the same thing. The best part about the movie is the way it ended, the way the story twisted and all. And then now after all that, James Wan is talking about rebooting Resident Evil. I don't know if he's going to bring back Mila Jovovich for it, but he is planning on rebooting it. Now, here's another interesting thing. Mila Jovovich is up for the Monster Hunter movie that's coming in.
Yes, that is true.
They are making a Monster Hunter movie, and she is planning on being in it.
Interesting.
I think there was another movie she was up for
I would
too.
hope with the reboot they will follow the a little bit. What's her?
They would have to at this point. Yeah.
Looks like Hellboy is one of them.
Yeah, Hellboy is being
Yeah, Hellboy's coming out too.
There's a Monster Hunter to be announced, but they're filming it.
Now, there are some other movies that I did enjoy. These are the CGI ones. Please log in to continue. What the fuck? Did I get logged out of the stream? What the hell?
I don't know. She would be perfect for a Dino Crisis movie.
Oh
What the
shit.
character looks like.
Out of the stream?
If Facebook logged you out.
I don't know. She would be perfect
turn
for a
me
Dino
off!
Crisis movie.
No, I'm live still. Oh,
Yeah,
hey-
we're still live.
yeah, I was going to say...
If Facebook
I got
logged
a
you
little
out.
weird, though.
turn me off! Turn me
Dino
off!
Crisis movie.
No, I'm live still. Oh,
Yeah,
hey-
it was at the.
Who's got me up and
I was
open?
gonna
Say,
If Facebook
I got
logged
a
you
little
out.
weird,
Huh?
though.
turn me off! Turn me
Dino
off!
Crisis movie.
It shows we're
Yeah,
live.
I got it up now. Who's got me up and open?
Okay, good.
Hold on. All right, that was weird. It was open on my end.
Wow.
Because I was like, who's got me open over here? Oh, wait, it's me.
Oh shit! What the hell was I looking at?
I don't know. It was before my thing started echoing. But yeah, there's actually, even though we have 3 CGI films in America, which was Damnation. Well, Degeneration was the first one.
Generation. That's the one I remember.
Then Damnation and Vendetta. I liked Vendetta. Vendetta was really good. But there was one before all of that, which is titled Biohazard 4D Executor. That one came out in Japan only.
Okay.
So that's
I've
one I
never
gotta
heard
look up. Oh, God.
I haven't seen them, but I've heard of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Damnation.
Yes, Degeneration, Damnation, and Vendetta all in that order. See, Degeneration took place in the airport. Well, it was half and half. Claire was at the airport. She was waiting for Leon. Something was going on. Damnation. Well, they all had Leon in it. Damnation, he was fighting against the Lickers. I remember there's like the Lickers and Mr. X he was battling against.
Oh, I think I have a copy of
Yeah.
Damnation on DVD.
I got all 3 of them, yeah. And Vendetta.
I enjoyed Damnation.
Vendetta, that had Leon and Chris coming back and fighting together. And I forgot who they were protecting. I think it was Claire. I think it was Claire, Leon, and Chris was in Vendetta.
Nice.
I gotta go back and rewatch that one. So, let's see. We are just over 2.5 hours. There's really nothing much to say about the films. We talked about the games. Like
I do
said,
have a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
What would y'all think if they brought Alice to the games?
Awesome.
I would say they would have to get the rights from Hollywood first of all. They would have to get the rights from Screen Gems.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering what y'all thought if they actually did that.
Oh yeah.
That would be kind of, that is an interesting question.
Maybe not have her as a playable character, but as a support character.
Yeah, or maybe a spin-off. Maybe a spin-off game that introduces her
question.
character. Yeah.
Well, okay, would you like a Resident Evil movie, like Resident Evil 2, that actually looks like the
Oh, you're talking about like if they did the whole game
original
as a
Resident
movie.
Evil 2? If they made it into a movie, I'm in like in the dark alleys.
I would love that.
Wait,
That would actually be a good idea if they took the game and just made a movie off of everything that happens in the game.
not CGI,
And-
but
Yeah, live
Like a live action?
Yeah. Kind of like how they got that fan made movie for Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome for somebody to do.
That'd be cool. I would like that.
So yeah.
But all right. Since we talked about our favorite Resident Evil games, what is y'all's least favorite? Mine obviously is, from what I've played, mine's Revelations 2. I just couldn't get into it as much as the other ones. I like the raid mode, but I couldn't get into the story.
The DS one.
What is that? Dead Silence?
Oh, Deadly Silence, yeah.
Yeah, no. I just could not.
Yeah. I would probably be with Shadow and say Revelations 2. I'd still play it, just to play the fuck out of it.
Fine, but I couldn't get the story and anything.
But yeah, it was. I would say it was definitely the weakest for me because the storyline was all over the place. You had two storylines trying to intertwine together, and it was all over the place. It was like Revelations 1 did it just right. It's not perfect, but it did it just right. And then 2 came out, especially with its, the way it was so episodic, and each story it was like in episodes. And with each episode, the story went back and forth between Barry and Claire. So yeah, I would say that's probably my least favorite too. Bane's least favorite. You did. Oh, that's right. You did say the DS version, Deadly Silence.
God. That was terrible. I no.
Yeah.
My least favorite was. Oh, I guess my least favorite.
What was that you cut out?
Oh, at least, but there was two least favorites. One is Resident Evil Revelation.
Why does it keep cutting you out? What the fuck?
I know, it's cutting him out on my end too.
Not like
Damn you, Discord.
Whoa! Don't leave us.
Alright, try again, Wolf.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Alright, try it now, yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Probably Survivor.
Okay.
I like it, but not really care. And I know you're gonna probably disagree, but Revelations 1 because I'm really stuck on it.
I don't blame you. I know exactly where you're stuck at. It took me quite a bit to get past that part too.
What part is it?
Where you're it's it's a part where
and it breaks out. You undo the.
I think the guy's blind too. I think he's blind. He's chained in the room, and you got to shoot the chain off. And
no. There's a chain on the door.
Yeah.
You unlock the chain or you pull it off, and this thing comes out. Looks like a freaking octopus or something. I forgot. I haven't played it so long. And all these zombies come at you, and your character ain't. You gotta be wanting to shoot everything, and I just.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, because that thing, I think he was blind too, or something. If I can remember, I can't, but I do remember what you're talking about.
It's like after you get your weapons.
Yeah.
You, capture.
That's right. Yeah. And of course, Joe's least favorite.
I know it'll bounce between Outbreak and Zero.
Okay.
Because I know Outbreak, when I tried Outbreak, I couldn't quite get the feel of the controls, especially trying to control all 4 characters at once.
Yeah, that was kind of tough when you first start playing it, yeah.
And because I just couldn't get the feel of that, and of course, back to Zero with the item management.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably say Outbreak. I know Outbreak is a good series of games, even though it's got Outbreak 1 and Outbreak File 2.
Yeah.
I would say it would be my least favorite due to
the controls and all that.
Yeah.
The controls and the management of the characters.
Yep. Whew. So yeah, that's we got all that done.
Very good podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a pretty good podcast, even though some of us kept cutting out. I'm pretty sure we were cutting out too on my end, but
yeah,
you
it is what it
I think we all are at some point.
Yeah, Discord is like, bleh. Like I said at the beginning, 22 years for Resident Evil. Been a long time. This franchise has been around. I mean, It hasn't been around as long as Mario. I mean, you know, one day Mario will die out, and maybe Resident Evil will reign supreme.
Oh, Resident Evil's already dead.
You know what? I'm just going to say this. Resident Evil Triple X. There we go.
I think they already got that on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Naked zombies, yeah.
that audio clip. I think I remember you download the audio clip from, was it Napster one time?
Yeah, Jill goes in the bathroom, turns the shower on, and then Barry comes and she's like, Barry! Jill!
Wow.
I didn't know you were in here. And then you hear the zipper look. You hear him unzipping something. It's like, look at this.
Oh, God.
And Chris comes in the room too, and he was like, "I'm beginning to understand."
Oh, well, sorry, looking it up over there. I can hear it.
And then, of course, when they're trying to do the three-way, and then the fucking sound effects like,
here we go.
Yeah, pull it up. There we go.
God.
Is it still playing? Did we lose Joe?
Oh, God. I guess we did. I don't hear it. Oh, there you go.
What the hell? You're here too?
Joe, you keep cutting out. Oh, God, he keeps cutting out.
Rewind it.
I was just waiting for some necrophilia or something like that.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it on my end.
Yeah, on the wire cutting out on my end.
Let me see.
It'd probably just be a Resident Evil 6 sound only.
I think I got it. This ain't. Is it this? Here we go. Nope, wait a minute, that's something else.
What's the matter? Are you alright?
Wow, I'm sorry. I've never seen such a big snake.
We're partners, aren't we? Let's work together. Rebecca, can you do it?
I'm a newcomer.
We're already into it over our heads.
Yes, but...
Can you do it?
All right. Yes, I can.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, God.
Chris, look at this.
She says it.
Monsters.
Anyway, Chris, I'll give you a key to my secret chambers. Please start. It's open.
Okay, I'll go.
Chris, be careful, please. Oh! Chris, the other hole. Ouch!
Shoot, it doesn't open.
Ouch! Please, be careful.
Understood. I'll go first.
How about letting me come with you?
No, I want to get out of here.
I know, but just a little longer.
Hurry up.
Hold on, don't talk. What is that? Chris!
Wow.
Well,
I need a
what
key.
should I do now? Would you like Pet?
Yeah.
Need a cigarette.
Okay, I'll do my best. My invitation is off a little. Chris, may I practice for a while?
Yeah.
I should blow the snake, but the size of the snake is abnormally large.
Jesus Christ.
My head. Please take care of me.
Oh, God.
Rebecca, what are you doing?
Sorry, you were bitten. I just...
Rebecca, can you use your hands?
Would you like me to?
Yes, please do something for me with your own hands.
Let me try using both at the same time.
Just relax and play. Rebecca!
You like it?
Rebecca!
It seems like this snake is pretty strong.
Rebecca, please, use the hands in order to make the serum escape. Protect yourself. yourself. Here's the serum.
Okay.
You all right?
Oh, that was great.
I'm glad I could help. You'd do the same for me, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course not. Wait, what is that?
No, you must be kidding. After we've come all the way here.
Jill? Is that you, Jill?
Oh, Chris, you're alive. You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
Rebecca.
Yes, I'm Rebecca. Rebecca Chambers. I serviced Chris recently, but something went wrong. He seems to have been bitten by a newcomer. Maybe his Richard is broken. No.
Oh.
Joe, what did you type in for the one you found?
I just searched Resident Evil porn, and the second result be the Resident Evil sex sound only.
Oh, here we go. I found it. This is what we
It sucked out the poison.
What is that?
Jill?
Hi, Barry. Why on earth are you here?
I'll be examining this.
Barry? Barry?
I just had something I wanted to check. I think I'll stay and look around more. Whoa! What the hell?
You're here too?
I think I'm beginning to understand.
That's what I was going to say.
Chris is our old partner, you know. Hey, we're partners, aren't we? Let's work together. Look at this. Wow! What do you think of it? Protect yourself. Perhaps that was the most important part. Let's go. Okay, I'll go first. Damn. It's broken. Seems like it. Oh, my God.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, can you do it? Courage, all right.
Now I know what kind of material you guys are into.
But I'm not used to extorting men. Jill, let's do it.
Yes, Barry.
Jill, sandwich, right.
Don't
Let's go.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
Is this a meeting room or something?
Is that you, Rebecca?
Yes,
Rebecca, can you do it?
yes, I can. May I practice for a while?
See? Just relax and play.
Chris, look at this. Ah. Oh, you like it?
God, that was great.
I feel like we're having a secret meeting.
Oh man.
Chris. Chris?
Well, I think I'll go out and get some fresh air for a change.
Okay.
Wow.
I remember that came out on Napster. I was laughing my ass off. Holy shit. Whew. I guess I'll share that in the group chat later on for the others who didn't see that.
Oh, James will be real happy to see that.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he's online. Anyway, guys, almost 3 hours here. We'll go ahead and close this out. It's been the longest podcast so far, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed listening to us bring it to y'all as we enjoy talking about it, reliving these Resident Evil memories.
Nope. Yeah.
So, any of you guys have any lost thoughts before we close this out?
Resident Evil rules.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Can't wait for the remake. Resident Evil 2 remake. Can't wait for it.
Amen to that.
I keep hearing Wolf go giggity giggity.
That's what it sounds like.
He's using that fang. He already whipped it out to that Resident Evil porn.
Yep. Resident Evil 2 remake. She's probably looking at you like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Anyway, Resident Evil 2 remake will be out January 25th, 2019. Get your pre-orders in today.
2019? Damn.
2019, yeah, we've had that many years. God
Remake
knows-
Outbreak.
Yeah, or HD remake, yeah. Yeah. And also, to those of you who are watching this podcast, we will actually rewatching it. It is uploaded on Twitch and upload it on our YouTube channel, Arrow Entertainment. If you're already watching, thank you for tuning in and checking out this lengthy podcast that we have brought to you tonight. I will be streaming, I'll start streaming some Resident Evil games here real soon. Possibly starting this weekend with the Resident Evil marathon. I'm going to definitely stream some Resident Evil over on Twitch. Probably. Oh, yeah, definitely. And some other games as well. Guys, thank you for joining in with us. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ArrowOfficial17 for what we're going to be streaming and when we're going to be streaming. And be sure to follow us over on Twitch. If you're already on Twitch, be sure to hit that follow. Same thing on YouTube. Guys, it was a pleasure doing this podcast with you tonight, and we will all catch you later.
All right, see y'all later out. Peace out.